Welcome, 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 Monica Padman, Armchair Expert.
Hi, Dax Shepard.
So nice to have you.
Nice to have you.
Today we have a very, very funny and smart guest on, Jim Jefferies.
Yes.
He's from Lucifer's country.
That's right.
He's from Australia.
He is.
And he's incredibly funny, but you know, a lot of people are funny. He's also incredibly smart. I came to know him by way of a gun control bit he does.
Which is great.
Yes, which has been seen by, I don't know, a kabillion people.
Yeah.
It's so clever and wonderful on either side of the debate.
And I was not here for this episode.
You were not. You went to Atlanta, Georgia.
No, I went
you
to
went
Michigan.
to Michigan, Georgia.
I did.
Yes, you went to a wedding.
I did. So I missed this, but I got to hear it.
And did you
it was
enjoy
great.
it?
Yeah.
Great. He also had his own show called Legit, and he currently has a show called The Jim Jefferies Show that is on Comedy Central. Currently, it's on Tuesdays. It's terrific. It's a little bit political. It's a lot of bit funny, and I think you enjoy it. So please enjoy Jim Jefferies. We get support from Quince.
So we've been talking about Quince a lot lately, and as we head into fall, it's the perfect time to reset your wardrobe with their amazing pieces. I think it's so fun to do when the seasons turn over to just spruce up your wardrobe with a couple specials, and Quince is the place.
Totally. We're talking organic cotton, Mongolian cashmere, tailored chinos from just $60. Premium fit and quality you'd expect from a luxury brand designer. I love Quince. You know, I like it understated and subtle, and I like stuff that has high quality. And Quince checks all those boxes.
I love a lot of stuff from Quince. Honestly, they have incredible premium denim, which is very important for fall. It's pretty much all I wear in the fall is denim. And Quince has such a good selection of quality denim. Their stuff is so versatile, timeless, and built to last that you just grab every single day without thinking.
Right. And all of that for 50 to 80% less than similar brands. They go direct to ethical factories, cut out the middlemen, so you get all that quality without overpaying for it.
We love that. And they do way more than clothes. They have bedding, cookware, bath essentials, travel must-haves, same deal, and great quality.
Upgrade your everyday. Download the Quince app for app-exclusive offers or go to quince.com/Dax. Get free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada and the UK too. That's QUINCE.com/Dax. This podcast is brought to you by Squarespace. We've talked before about Rob building our website on Squarespace, and I bring it up again because it's a perfect example of what they do well. Rob had all the pieces, the content, the vision, the ideas, but he needed something to actually take all that and make it public facing. And Squarespace was that bridge. Maybe you're in the same spot. You've been developing something, a business, a skill set, a body of work, and it's been private. It's been yours, but at some point you're ready to put it out there, and that transition from private to public can feel like a huge leap. Squarespace makes it feel like a step. Beautiful templates, built-in SEO, email campaigns, scheduling, analytics, everything you need to go from I've been working on this to here it is, come find me. All in one place, no code, no stitching together a bunch of different tools. So if you've been sitting on something and waiting for the right moment, this might be it. Head to squarespace.com/Dax for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use offer code DAX to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
He's an armchair expert. He's an armchair expert. He's an armchair expert. He's an armchair expert.
Is this a theme, this podcast?
Is there a theme to it?
Yeah.
No. So I'm sober
Okay.
for 15 years.
15 years. Well done.
I love AA. I've many times been in an AA meeting and thought, well, it's a shame you have to become a drunk to have this experience. It's just very comforting, and you don't feel isolated in being a scumbag.
Oh, I didn't like AA when I gave it a go.
Oh, you didn't like that?
I don't consider myself an alcoholic. I go on and off for 6 months here, 6 months there, and then I don't drink at work anymore.
Okay. And what was your anymore?
Yeah, I don't drink at work anymore.
Was there a bad experience?
No, I just think, there's been a couple of shows. I've had great shows drunk. I'm not going to be one of these people that go, but then sometimes people write, they go, I didn't pay to see him drunk on stage. And you're like, you kind of did. You paid for whatever shit I'm going to churn out, right?
Yeah,
But you might not have liked it. I don't know. So I just thought the Great Leveler is not doing it at all.
And when you went to AA, what was that like?
I only went a couple of times. I don't believe in a higher power or a God or anything like
either.
that. So that's where I sort of fell down a little bit.
Yeah.
I even find going to therapy to be very difficult because I think as a comedian, I don't need to talk about everything all the time. I'm talking all the time. I don't need to get my feelings out.
You want to save it for the stage or for material?
No,
or?
I just feel like I'm not shy about talking about myself. So this isn't like a cathartic thing for me. I'll talk to anyone about myself, I don't.
Yeah.
So,
But do you have the kind of like conventional artist? Oh, if I wasn't in some kind of discomfort for periods of time, I wouldn't be prolific.
I've had that where I think that tragedy is going to fuel me and all that type of crap, but I don't know if I believe that anymore. In my 20s, I definitely believe that. I believe that was important. I used to almost look forward to heartache. Like I used to think, I'm getting dumped here. I'll get 5 minutes.
Yeah, sure.
And now I'm like, I'm getting dumped. That's horrible.
Or
I don't want to be dumped.
Yeah. Or also, did you have like heroes that were kind of fuck ups?
Yeah, Look, the classic, Richard Pryor was a hero.
Yeah.
And he was
Number
a fuck
one,
up.
right?
And then George Carlin, he had his issues with substance. And so, but then just out of the comedy realm, there wasn't a rock star that didn't take drugs that I'd heard of that I liked. John Lennon, and like you think of the Beatles, they're pretty placid sort of rock stars. They weren't that much, but they were singing about LSD. And
Yeah. They were doing it all, I assume.
Yeah, and so I've never admired a good smack addict.
Yeah, you're right.
I've always looked at that like,
Although, how about writers? Like, I loved Bukowski.
Well, I would like to act highbrow right now, but I don't read much, man.
Okay.
I'm dyslexic, and
Me too.
I just never enjoyed the process as a kid, and I watch a shit ton of documentaries, and I try to read small things, the news and stuff like that, but I don't know. Since the internet's really taken off, I haven't read many books. I always take one on holiday. Like I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
And I've read a lot of biographies. An act of fiction, sit down and go, I'm going to read a Tom Clancy novel. I can't fucking do it. And I've given it a go.
Me either. It has to be, at this point, now it has to be nonfiction. Because I was like, Lolita. Lolita is everyone loves Lolita. I should give that book a try. 10 years ago or whatever, I started reading it. And I was like, I got about a third of the way through. And I'm like, this only existed in some guy's head. I'm not really interested.
Also, if the acting in your imagination is no good,
yeah,
that's why I like movies. People with better imaginations than me making shit fucking happen.
Yeah,
that's great. Although I'm very anti CGI. I got angry at the Dark Crystal. They're doing puppets and CGI, and I'm like, man.
I bristle when car chases are now CGI.
Yeah.
Because that was my favorite thing as a kid, and I'll watch like these Fast and Furious movies. I'm like,
I love hearing that some guy's in a wheelchair because of Mad Max. That's what I mean. Like you go, that's the stunt where he broke his neck.
Oh yeah. There's the best part of the Road Warrior Blu-ray, which has got commentary and shit. The guy who did the semi accident, right at towards the very end of the movie, rolls a semi off a cliff. And they were saying that guy, they made him prep for surgery before the stunt. So he had like fasted and he had all these fluids and like he was ready to go straight to surgery, which he ended up not needing. But yeah,
have you ever seen the original Mad Max American release?
I assume the only one I've ever seen, the black and white one.
No, that's you're talking about like Road Warrior.
No,
is number 2.
He is number 2.
Okay, so Mad Max originally, when it aired in America, they dubbed the voices.
Oh,
because they thought that you wouldn't understand this accent. It would be too difficult. And like this is dubbing Mel Gibson.
Right.
This is like Mel Gibson's accent was too harsh for you.
Yeah.
They were going to do a fourth one with Mel Gibson, but then 9/11 happened and they were going to film in Afghanistan or something. So they just sort of put that on the holds. And then Mel did what Mel did.
Sure.
And then they got rid of him and they brought in that guy that has to have to cover his face for every acting role he does. Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy, yeah.
He's playing Bane, or he plays Mad Max, or he's the fighter pilot in Duntroon.
You're right.
He does acting without his face.
Yeah.
He's the faceless guy.
Yeah. How cool, though, that you can still be a major movie
star. Is that a thing, or is that just a coincidence that's happened 3 times in major films?
I think it's the natural progression from like Brad Pitt, who's so fucking gorgeous.
Yeah.
I mean, just my number one.
He's my weatherman.
We'll get into that too.
Oh, he's the nicest guy in the world.
And he loved your show right on FX. Is that how it all started?
Yeah, he liked my FX show and he came on a bit more. I I want your wife to be my new weatherman,
Okay.
weatherwoman.
If you can find a half hour in her week, I
Yeah.
will applaud you.
All I need is 15 minutes. But we had because we had Brad Pitt, then we had Seth Rogen, and now we want a female weather person,
Yeah.
and she's at the top of our list.
Okay, great. That's a really good pick. But back to him. So he, for Fight Club, he like had a cap removed.
Yeah.
Guys that are that gorgeous are trying to make themselves ugly in movies,
Yeah,
which is so interesting.
Okay, so we're dealing within our culture right now. We've all agreed no more blackface,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You can't act outside your race.
That's right.
And I think this is a good move.
Mm-hmm.
The gays are pushing for only gay actors to play gay roles. I'm a bit up or down about that one. I'm not sure on that one. But what I do believe is I'm sick and tired of good-looking people play uglies. There's more ugly people out there.
Yes,
If
yes.
that Jared Egerton or whatever his name is, he played Elton John and fucking Eddie the Eagle.
Right.
And
this is a solid point.
He's a good looking. Charlize Theron gains 30 pounds. We call her brave.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what's
yeah.
brave? Being ugly every day.
That's-
The good-looking people should stop taking the ugly roles.
It's funny because obviously I think any actor should be allowed to do anything in some sense, but I was an early person that was like, listen, you're not going to let openly gay dudes play straight men in movies. They just don't. As soon as they come out, they're out. They're not playing straight men anymore.
Right.
So I'm like, if that's the box that they've been painted into, you better give the fucking gay roles to them.
Exactly. Yeah, that's-
so that does to me have some validity to it.
Yeah, that British lad in the Disney film that's coming out, I'm mates with him. Jack Whitehall.
Okay.
Jack Whitehall is playing the first gay Disney character
Oh.
in a movie coming out. And then they were upset
Because
that
he wasn't
he's
gay.
heterosexual. But it's like, shouldn't we applaud the victory that there's a gay Disney character? Like,
Yeah,
isn't that a
well-
win?
Look, I have been on the wrong side of this before.
Right.
Is I've always been someone that's like, yes, the world needs changing. Undoubtedly. We need to keep progressing. Also, it doesn't hurt us to go like, we've never been more divided. No, we literally fought each other in the Civil War. So
Yeah,
let's keep it level-headed.
That question, because I do a somewhat, I say it's a social talk show, but they say political talk show.
Mm-hmm.
Every question is always the same. Is the world more divided than it's ever been? No, we're doing better than in the 70s.
But I will say, I did read that Martin Luther King quote, I don't know, 3 years ago, where it said, like, be wary of the liberal, who will basically say that things are progressing. You don't need to be impatient. Notice the change. And I was like, oh, I guess I'm kind of guilty of that sometimes. I'm like, well, it's so much better than the 60s. And it maybe sounds like we've arrived or something.
Well, my father is in his later years now, has sort of gotten more tolerant of, say, gay people, right? When I was a kid, he grew up in outback Australia. He wasn't. Now over time, he voted for gay marriage and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And so he feels like a little bit more woke than he used to be, and he's having a bit of a victory lap, and he's got a gay friend.
Sure,
and you know what I mean? And then he said something about transsexuals, and then he was on the wrong side of that argument.
Right,
People
right.
went at him. I'm like, he's fucking almost 80.
Well,
Right?
yes.
Let him have his victory lap on that one. He's not ready for that.
Yes,
That's gonna take another 80 years, right?
Yeah.
And don't worry about the old people and their opinions. They'll be dead soon.
Yeah.
You know, every generation thinks they're the most progressive generation that's ever been, and they are. But the generation coming after this generation is going to even be more progressive than them.
Yeah.
And they will become the old bigots, and they won't even see it happen. And they'll just be like, fucking hell, my grandson thinks he's an Asian woman who wants to be married to a robot, and I think it's ridiculous. You know, and
Right. Do you find yourself like, I have opinions that often I'll just go like, I think this is just me getting old. Because I will say, yes, every generation has progressed. I think some periods were more accelerated than others.
Sure.
But certainly,
Social media has excelled it now.
oh my God. And so it's moving so quickly. And I'll question myself, how many more software updates do I have left in me?
Right.
Just as a person, like,
I was watching Friends this morning, just like on Netflix, just something that I was getting ready.
mm-hmm.
And I was going, fucking hell, Joey would have been Me Too'd a lot.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Everything that Joey was doing, he was lying to women to sleep with them. He was hitting on extras and all that type of stuff. And it's all like, oh, Joey.
Yeah. Incorrigible. Well, I was in an episode of Punk'd where, like, Jessica Alba's shopping in this store and she thinks it's been closed down for her to shop in. And then I blow out of the changing room and I'm bare naked and I'm just going to grab a pair of pants. And then the whole scene is I'm bare naked in real life.
Yeah.
And her friend's there who's in on it and everything. But I'm like, can you imagine if that came out this week? It would be a big hard pass from everybody.
Was she upset though?
No, she thought it was pretty amusing.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I want to talk about you being from Australia because it's just innately interesting to me for a lot of reasons. There's so many.
Have you been?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been. I went one time when I was younger, maybe 20, with my mom on a cruise, this unending cruise. I want to say it was 3 weeks long. It started in Bangkok and then ended in Sydney. So it like went to Kuantan, Malaysia, to Bali, to Singapore, then Adelaide, Perth, Tasmania, Sydney.
I just came off a cruise with my son, my ex, and my girlfriend. We all
Oh,
went together.
wow.
Yeah.
That's very progressive.
Yeah, we're a very progressive group.
And how did the ex and the girlfriend get on?
My girlfriend and the ex are like best buddies. Yeah, they get along really well.
I had that once and it was lovely.
Yeah. Works out well. I'm close to my ex because of the child, and plus I like her.
Yeah.
And some people don't like that, but they get along very well.
Yeah, there seems to be kind of camps. I've always had a really hard time going, okay, well, I loved this person a lot.
Yeah.
It's not going to work out between us for a myriad of reasons.
Yeah.
But I don't understand the turn that I love the person switch off. I just, like, the people I loved, I still love, and I always love.
Problem is, love and hate live very close to each other. Indifference is the opposite of love, not hate.
Do you have mercurial relationships in general?
What do you mean?
Well, like to say love and hate are really close on the spectrum. I've not had that like hating a girlfriend feeling.
There's been some exes in my life that have, but for the most part, I think out of probably my 8 long-term girlfriends I've had in my life, that's a ballpark figure.
Sure.
Right? I would say there's maybe 2 of them that I care not to ever speak to again. And
Okay.
and the rest of them, if I saw them at a party, would catch up or go out to dinner and it'll all be fine. And
That's
maybe at
not
the
bad.
time it was all bad. And then there's probably be 3 of them that, 2 of them that I'm still friends with, and a third one that if I saw, I'd be happy to see her,
Okay, that's a pretty good ratio.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think most of my exes would say I'm a fairly good guy. I hope.
Well, I have a lot of friends who 100% of their exes would say they're terrible.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you might be the common denominator here.
Well, there's ones that I think I treated badly who still quite like me, once they get over that, they go, all right, well,
Yeah. Do you generally have fidelity problems? Is that
I have had in my life,
me
but
too.
as I've gotten older, it's gotten better. Because
you're less horny for one.
Well, a little bit less horny, and plus it's you start assessing this person's good for me, and
you've gotten burned.
I've had
several times.
relationships where I have had that problem, and relationships where I've been good, and I've so I don't think it's a pattern that's a constant in my life, but I think it's something you always have to work at. I think it's like any drug or anything. You have to wake up and go, I'm not going to drink today, I'm not going to take drugs today, and I'm not going to cheat today or whatever. You know what I mean? So
you have to have a game plan before you're in the situation.
Yeah.
Because if you wait till the situation, like if I walk into a room and there's a fucking kilo of cocaine on I can't wait till that moment to decide, whether or not I should do cocaine. That ship's going to sail quickly.
Well, I find on the road, comedy clubs are the devil.
Oh, I bet.
Because you finish the gig and then you're all in the same bar as the people who went to the show.
Yeah.
The theater, you come in, you do your show, they leave that door, you leave that door. You might play to thousands of people, but you're getting in a car and then going off to the back to the hotel. And so that I've found to be a lot better system for me.
Yeah. Also, this is what I fantasize about, even in sobriety. I'm like, oh God, if I was still using, I would just tell people on this podcast, I love Oxy. Feel free to bring some to the show.
Was that your jam?
I like everything. My primary, if I could pick, I find out I have terminal cancer at noon today. I will get an 8-ball of Coke and some Jack Daniels.
I like that. That's my thing.
Isn't that lovely?
Cocaine and Jack Daniels. Yeah.
Oh God,
maybe it fixes dyslexia.
I feel like it does. Well, I'll tell you, when you're on both of those things, you feel optimistic.
I haven't taken cocaine in a very long time, and the reason for that is I just thought I was too old for it, and I thought it'll kill you.
Like you thought, I'll have a heart attack or something?
Yeah, I thought I'll get sweaty and have a fucking heart attack. The alcohol, I quit for a little bit, take it up a little bit, then I drink a little bit, but the alcohol's a different jam for me. But I have gotten very into
edibles. Sure. I have a lot of people on here that makes a ton of sense.
Because the edibles let your brain go from here to there.
And there's
no
hangover.
No hangover. And the only thing this is the thing with me and edibles. I got to have my life clean as a whistle. I got to be doing no wrongs in the world.
Okay, because
Right?
you'll obsess when you're
Yeah,
high.
because if I've got something a little shady going on in my life, right?
Uh-huh.
I either going, oh, you're a bad person.
Oh.
Oh. So if you ever see me not eating edibles, that means I'm up to no good.
Yeah, that means you have some amends to make.
If I'm on edibles, then you're like, this guy's living a good life.
Yeah. I would do that on shrooms. Not a lot, but my last few trips on shrooms, I just spent the last 2 hours of that experience going through what a terrible boyfriend I was, what a terrible son I have been.
I start thinking I have to ring up and apologize to people from my past.
Oh yeah, I'm composing letters in my head. Yeah. Oh, I'm such a piece of shit.
Yeah.
You never deserve to meet me. I get dark. Yeah.
Well, I've done that with my girlfriend. I go, and when I was 16, I did this. And then when I was 25, there was this girl and I did this, right? Like that. And she's like, you're a good person. That's okay. She's the best.
Yeah.
She just talks me down and I'm like, good. You're the best.
You really need that, especially if you're prone to having the internal voice be one that's attacking you regularly. I think it's helpful to have someone on the outside kind of objectively going, all in all, you haven't killed anyone.
Yeah,
recently.
but with the mushrooms, I have that, but it's a 15-minute spot in the middle of the 4-hour trip. And so I just buy into that's going to happen. And then it'll be over. And I've gotten so good at it. If it was my first time, it'd be terrifying. But I've gotten so good at it now that my brain can go, this will be over in 15 minutes and then you're going to be fine.
I think that's what delineates between people who enjoy drugs and don't. Like, I've always been good at, even when panicking, going, oh, this will pass.
Yeah.
Like, I can always go like, this blows, but fuck, it'll be over.
Yeah.
Only a couple of times what did I buy into like, oh, this may never end. Okay. Back in Sydney.
Yeah.
Your dad was a cabinet maker?
My father's a cabinet maker, yeah. I've always wanted to call one of my comedy specials, or maybe not this one, but the next one, because I have a name for the one coming up. But the next one I'd like to call The Son of a Carpenter.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, it's a nice name.
It kind of
Jim
like
Jefferies, Son of a
elicits
Carpenter.
Jesus.
Yeah,
right?
It's a bit of Jesus thing when I'm just the son of a carpenter.
Yeah. And so, again, here's where I get fascinated by the differences and or similarities between the U.S. and Australia. Here, a cabinet maker is a pretty masculine job. It's like you're in a wood shop by yourself a lot. You're sawing shit. You're lifting
It's
stuff.
the same in Australia.
Okay, so was your dad, kind of a blue collar masculine dude?
He's a blue collar guy. He wasn't a big bloke. He's a smaller fella. He's still alive. I mean, he was.
Well, when he was younger.
Yeah. He used to drive like a 1962 EK Holden, which was like in powder blue, and everyone else had like a proper truck for their thing. My dad would strap all of his cabinets to the roof of the car. One of those ones with the big bug eyes and stuff like that. It looked like something out of, American Graffiti type of a car.
Right.
He was a tough guy. He grew up in a town called Roma in rural Australia. He was basically illiterate when he finished school, and so he took up
He too probably had dyslexia.
He had dyslexia, yeah. And his brother was like almost like a Rhodes Scholar. My uncle is a very impressive. He ran the electoral office of Australia, like a very important man. It was,
Oh, wow.
yeah, probably gerrymandering or whatever he got up to.
Sure.
My dad, he just sort of left, and then my parents met on a boat going to England.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
on holiday? Or?
No. They were going over there. Every Australian goes over in their sort of early 20s.
Okay.
You can get a 2-year visa.
Oh.
From 20 to 27, you can get a 2-year visa because you're part of the Commonwealth. And that's how I started my comedy career. I went off to England to do stand-up on one of these 2-year visas.
Yeah, I was going to ask you why you went to London first.
Well, just way more comedy clubs. But my parents, they met on this boat, the Oriana, going over. It was a 2-week cruise to get there.
Uh-huh.
No one flew. Fucking multimillionaires flew.
Right.
There wasn't commercial airlines in the 60s.
And you probably had to touch down like 11 times.
Yeah,
back then to get
probably.
there.
It's the longest flight in the world.
London to
London.
Sydney?
Well, actually, London to Auckland is the longest, but Sydney's far enough.
I've done 17 and a half.
This is a 24, including the stopover.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, they have to stop for fuel.
Isn't it crazy more people don't lose their mind up there?
Oh, yeah.
Because, like in maritime law, like the captain's allowed to kill people because people lose their mind at sea and they're empowered to kill someone if they're a threat to the crew.
I take edibles on planes now.
Well, that's
I
smart.
used to take a Xanax on a long flight.
Uh-huh.
Now I take a couple of blueberries and I just sit and giggle my ass off at a movie.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, and have a lovely sleep. I pop them before I go through security. And then I don't have
right
them on
before
the way
you get
back.
on your motorcycle and drive to the airport.
But my parents met on this boat. They just sort of hung out together. So 2 Australians in London.
Uh-huh.
They came back and my
Really quick, that could be misleading.
What?
Because you're the only two people, or you would feel like you're the only two people, and they're very foreign. So now you feel very similar. Like if you fell in love with a woman overseas, it could be misleading.
They were married for 50 years. My mother passed away 2 months ago, but
I'm sorry.
That's okay. But they were together for 50 years, arguing for at least 48.
Sure.
I don't remember the happy years, but my dad was devastated when my mother died. It was a 50-year relationship. It's a long time.
Did she have cancer?
My mother was always sick.
Okay.
Right? She was just one of these people who were always sick. She was in hospital all the time. She had polio as a kid. And I think there was a little bit in her that she enjoyed being sick.
Oh, well, I totally believe that. People have an identity. They're even unaware of it.
Yeah.
But it is a source of attention.
I think when she was 13, 14, she had polio. Everyone came and visited her and went, oh, Carolyn, because it's terrible. Kids died.
Sure.
And she had to learn to walk again, and all these people visiting her. And so when I was a kid, my mother had a bad back. I used to believe that my mother was this close to being wheelchair bound. And she used to lay on traction boards and, my back, right?
Yeah.
She used to come in and hit you, right, with a belt, and you'd push her away. Oh, my back, right? Anyway, then she got diabetes, and we never fucking heard of the back again.
Okay.
The back just went away because she had a new thing. She could prick herself with the needles and the needles. Then she got Parkinson's towards the end, and I stopped hearing about the diabetes. I was only cancer away from not hearing about the Parkinson's, right?
Yeah.
But in the end, she just, a bit of like, she was a large woman and her muscles were wasting away, and she kept on falling over and not being able to get up. They had to call an ambulance over all the time, So 8 ambulance trips. And so I kept on arguing with her, you got to go in a nursing home, Mum. I go, Dad can't lift you up. We have to call ambulances. You need full-time medical care. So I was paying for the nursing home. So there was an element of me and my mother arguing about, I don't want to go to one. I go, you don't really have a choice. It was that huge argument. She never wanted to go to one. For the first month, you have to share a room with the person until another room gets open.
Right.
And she goes, if I have to share a room with someone, I'll kill myself. And I'm like, this is why you have no friends. You go straight to, what if this is the best person you've ever met? You make a friend late in life. Like, it could be beautiful.
Yeah.
Anyway, she said she wouldn't go. And then it came to the day she had to go, right? She couldn't stand up anymore.
Right.
And so the ambulance came to get her, to take her off to the nursing home. She goes, before I go, I need to go to the bathroom. So they help her to the bathroom. She gets on the toilet. The 2 ambos are there. She stands up and her fucking shin snaps in half.
No.
Just bang.
Ooh.
And the fucking blood pissing out of the leg, the bone sticking out.
Oh.
Who breaks their leg in front of ambulance drivers?
Oh, man.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
And so the ambos came and just shot her full of morphine. And then she's just laying there passed out. And they can't lift her up. She's just this dead weight.
Right.
Probably 280 pounds of dead weight.
And is she in the bathroom as well?
She's laying in the hallway.
Okay.
She fell out of the toilet
better.
door. It's just a single toilet. Fell out of and so they call another ambulance up. They can't fucking lift her. And then they call in the fire department. So now we've got 2 ambulances, a fire department. There's 6 guys on the fire truck.
Your poor dad.
Yeah, my dad's, there's blood everywhere, and he's like,
he's feeling helpless.
Yeah, he's feeling helpless.
Yeah.
And then like the house is a little cluttered. My mum was a little bit of a hoarder. Nothing like the TV show, but it was a bit cluttered in there. They have to drag her through the hallway. So they start just throwing furniture out in the fucking street. They're like, go get this.
To make way.
They pull her out, they drag her along, get her into an ambulance, go up to the hospital. I get the phone call here in America, and they go, your mum's fallen over, she's broken her leg. The doctors don't think she'll get through the anesthesia. She'll probably die in surgery. And I'm like, all right, I'm just preparing myself for this. I'm like, okay. And the next day, this is a few months ago now, the next day they go, she came through with flying colours. They've put some pins in her leg. She's in great shape. And I was like, oh, well, good for her, right?
Yeah.
A little bit longer, they go, there's a small infection. They have to give her antibiotics. And so they go, all right. So the infection's cleared up. Hasn't moved now for a few weeks while the leg's healing up.
Like blood clots.
Pneumonia on the fluid on the lungs. Pneumonia, right? And so they put her on a bed that rocked from side to side to keep her body moving. And they go, so we put her on more antibiotics that we don't think she'll live through the pneumonia. And so I'm preparing to fly back to Australia. And then I get the phone call. She's no pneumonia, legs all good, fucking brilliant. And so I literally did. I sat down, I had a couple of edibles, and we'd finished recording the show. And I said to my girlfriend, I think I'm going to turn my phone off for a couple of days. And just as I went to turn my phone off, they go, the antibiotics had killed her kidneys. She had too much medication, and both the kidneys had failed 48 hours. But I got on a plane. I was back there from the time I got the phone call to the time I got to the side of her bed. I was back there in 16 hours.
Oh, wow.
Pretty
That's
good.
almost impossible.
Yeah, it's a 13-hour flight, and I was like, that was 9 o'clock at night, and I was on the 11:30 flight to Sydney.
My
But
father.
here's my point, though. She never went into the nursing home.
Oh, good for her. She won.
That was the
She
button.
won.
In the end, she won. She
Good for
never
her.
fucking went. And I was like, man, that's a bit poetic, really.
Yeah.
She fucking didn't want to go, and she didn't go. So good for her.
Yeah. I was going to say, this is dark and morbid on my end. So my father died of cancer.
Right.
And I was involved with all that. And he was back in Michigan. And I was flying back and forth. And I got to say, I have a very hard time with, like, I guess managing expectations. So getting the news that he had cancer and it was small cell and he's going to die in 3 months, that was pretty manageable. Like, it was rough, but it was manageable. And then it was when it seemed like he was going down. And I saw, okay, well, here's the end is in sight. And then he'd have these like miraculous recoveries for 2 weeks where I'm like, oh no, he's going to have another 7 months.
Yeah.
And then a week later it was like, oh no, he'll be dead within 48 hours. The up and down
up
of
and
those
downs.
expectations I found to be so uncomfortable. I don't know why. I guess it's just super selfish of me. I needed to know, like, what am I preparing for? Is this a week or is this? I almost found myself going like, I don't want the magic cure. I can't go through this cycle again.
It's being able to plan for the worst, and then you start hoping for the best.
Yes.
And you plan for the worst, then you hope for the best.
Yeah.
I was scared that what if I showed up and I didn't cry? You know what I mean? Like stupid things like that.
Yeah.
And there was no reason for me to think I wouldn't cry, but what if I didn't?
Yeah.
And then it was very natural. And then I saw my father cry for the first time. I'd never seen him cry. And it was, I'm almost tearing up now. But
Yeah.
it was almost cathartic to see everyone grieving. I don't know why.
And then weirdly with her, what she liked, there's something weirdly sweet and wonderful that's what kind of she wanted, right?
And me and my brothers, we don't hang out as a group.
How many brothers do you have?
I have 2 older brothers, and they get along better now than they used to, but they never used to get along. And I got along with both of them individually.
Oh,
But we never hung out as a 3.
Well, 3's a bad.
Yeah.
It's a bad dynamic. It's always 2 against 1, right? You can't have 3 people together.
Yeah, I was always stuck in the middle of them tiffing with each other.
Sure. Generally, right, the youngest and the oldest will just destroy the middle child.
Yeah, my middle brother probably had it hardest.
Yeah.
He probably did. Yeah, there is something to that being the middle child. I'm happy to be the youngest because my parents were very strict about what we had to do with our education. We had to make something of ourselves, and we had to get a job, and we had to do this and all this stuff. And both of my brothers had that really pushed into them. And then when they both turned out reasonably well in their early 20s, with me, I let him be arty.
Ah, yeah.
They just let me go because they had a spare one to lose.
Sure, 2 out of 3 did all right. Those are great odds.
Yeah, so they sort of let me off. I went and studied musical theater of all fucking things,
Yeah, I saw that.
My mother was a main disciplinarian and she yelled a lot. I was yelled at all the time. And it's like, even if I slightly raise my voice to my son, he just shuts down. He's like, oh, you were mean to me. And I'm like, oh, boy, you have no idea.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I always tell my girls that. I'm like, my dad kicked my ass when I did this.
Yeah,
As bad as you think this is, that I think you need to think about it in your room.
I tell him stories about the beatings, and my son's killed over laughing, like, ah! When people come over the house, he goes, tell the story about when Nana hit you with the belt buckle end. I'm like, all right, if that's the entertainment you want.
Yeah.
My father, whenever he spoke up, my mother would go, shut up, Gary, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. Shut up, like that. And I started to rebel a little bit in the last few years and just go, let him fucking talk. He has opinions. Let him say his fucking opinion.
Yeah.
Like that. You go, shut up, Gary. You sound like an idiot. Anyway, it was within 2 days of my mother dying, we were like, oh, she was a vital part of this ecosystem.
Yeah.
She was the only thing holding him back. My father now is Gary Unleashed, and he has some fucking opinions.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. Turns out my dad's quite the Trump supporter, and he's very unhappy with some of my jokes.
Oh, wow. Okay, so she was serving a cause.
He'd been wanting to tell me how disappointed in some of my humor he's been for quite a while now.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for more Armchair Expert, if you dare.
This episode is supported by Helix. All right, let's talk about something we both really care deeply about: sleep.
It's the most important thing. I've had my Helix mattress for years now, and I genuinely think it's one of the best investments you can make for your home. Mine still feels just like it did when I first got it.
Well, that's the thing. It's not one of those mattresses that caves in after 6 months. These things are built to last. And I'm a side sleeper. I ordered a side sleeper and I get hot, so I have cooling. And I can't tell you how much more comfortable it is to be in there not sweating and tossing and turning.
Cooling is really important. I've read that you're supposed to sleep a little bit cold.
Mm-hmm.
So I also have cooling. And they have over 20 models. So it's not a one-size-fits-all situation. You just go take their quiz and they match you to what actually works for your body.
Plus, they've got cooling upgrades, which heading into summer, non-negotiable.
Truly.
Go to helixsleep.com/armchair for 20% off. That's helixsleep.com/armchair for 20% off. Make sure you enter our show name after checkout so they know we sent you. helixsleep.com/armchair.
Thank you to our presenting sponsor, HP, for supporting this episode. Parents, you've got enough on your back-to-school list right now. Ink cartridges do not need to be on it. They just don't. The HP Smart Tank printer uses a refillable ink tank and comes with up to 3 years of ink included. It's the last printer you'll ever need. To learn more, search HP Smart Tank.
We are supported by Auto Trader. All right, if you've been putting off car shopping because it sounds like a whole thing, buying your car online on Auto Trader makes it way easier, really. You can shop tons of cars online, compare prices, check financing and trade-in options, all from wherever you are. And if you want to start online and go to the dealership for a test drive, you can do that too, really. What I like is the flexibility. Start online, finish at the dealer, or the other way around. Your info stays with you, so you're not starting the process from scratch. Plus, you're working with local dealer listings, so you've got real people helping behind the scenes. And when you're ready, you can pick up your car or have it delivered. Really. Buy your car online on Auto Trader. Really.
We get support from Skims. Oh man, do I love Skims. I've been living in the Skims lightweight cotton collection all summer, and I have to tell you, getting dressed has become so easy. I just throw it on. It just feels right immediately, whether I'm grabbing coffee or I'm on the couch all day or I'm out, even going to dinner. The cotton is so lightweight and breathable, which in this heat is a non-negotiable. The cotton jersey t-shirt, I just need everyone to know about this one. This one hugs in all the right places. It's very soft and it still looks and fits the same after months of washing, which is very hard to do, I feel, with t-shirts. I've been wearing the black cotton jersey t-shirt with basically everything all summer long. It goes great with any patterned skirt or shorts or pants. I mean, anything, truly. I believe that's probably my favorite piece from the cotton collection, but they also have great lightweight cotton thongs that are so comfortable and they're cute. That is a very, very hard mix to achieve, especially with undergarments. I feel if you can find some that are cute, but also comfortable and do the job, that is a win. And Skims has really, really figured that out with the lightweight cotton collection. Shop Skims cotton and all of my favorite pieces at skims.com. After you place your order, be sure to let them know we sent you. Select podcast in the survey and be sure to select Armchair Expert in the drop-down menu that follows.
You went to a musical theater school. Was that like an arts high school or was that college?
No, it was college. It was
College.
like going to school like Fame. It was the same one that Hugh Jackman did.
Oh, okay.
The same course that Hugh Jackman did. I remember when I first started there, all the teachers, and Hugh wasn't Hugh Jackman now. He'd been in a couple of Australian films, and I think he was doing Curly in the West End.
Uh-huh.
And there was these teachers I remember that were just like, when Hugh was here, during class, when Hugh was here, Hugh would always, I remember thinking, fuck this cunt, man. Who's this fucking Hugh? Why he doesn't seem that great to me? And then like the next week he's Wolverine. And we're
Sure,
like,
you see
good for
those
him.
shoulders.
And also he's just like, it turns out like he's like the greatest guy on earth. I've never heard a bad bit of press about the guy.
Me either.
He's doing these shows.
Suspiciously nice. I
Yes,
think.
too nice.
Yeah,
like
got the secret.
There's got to be somebody in the basement there somewhere.
Something's going on. Did you have aspirations of actually doing musicals?
I would have liked to have been doing musicals. I think it was a thing that my parents could palate a lot more than doing stand-up. I'd expressed interest in doing stand-up at a very young age, at 13 or 14. I actually did 3 open mic spots when I was 17.
No kidding.
Yeah, I did 3. And the first one, I went in and said I was 18 and I went into, in Australia, you can be 18.
Yeah.
And I went into the bar and it went well. The first one went well.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, the guy said, "Are you really 18?" I went, "Nah." And he goes, "Like, you have to bring a parent next time."
Oh,
Okay.
boy.
All right. You know, I went, "Okay, I'll bring a parent." So I had to go back. I went and told me dad. And I said, "Dad, I did this and I was really good." And I was probably not that great, but my memory is being very good at it. And I went back with my dad. My dad took me along, and it was a really rainy night in Sydney, and the audience was just comedians who were performing.
Oh, great.
You know, it was just,
ideal audience.
and it was a whole, it was a whole lot of other, and everyone else was old to me, but they were probably 24.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Just these old men just sitting there. Everyone else is like, was really trying hard to get into the Sydney comedy store. That's where it was, right? And I had this good first set, so they let me straight back on the next week. I couldn't have tanked more. Someone, I think, heckled something along the lines of go back to school or something.
Oh.
And my material was still storytelling. It was literally like, there's this girl, Karen, at school. Like, it was like that level. I tried to ask out this girl who's like 16, right? And it went so bad. And in front of my father, went so badly. And then we drove back, and it was a good hour drive home. You know, we lived in the outer suburbs of Sydney. This was in the city. Mm-hmm. And we drove back, and it was raining. It was just me and my dad hardly talked. And my dad sort of went, hey, you're a good kid, and you people like you and stuff. And he goes, but this isn't for you, mate. This isn't for you. He goes, if you want to keep doing it as a hobby, but don't expect this to ever be anything for you. This isn't in your wheelhouse, mate.
Right.
And I was crushed. And he meant it because a father's trying to protect you against heartache, because that was a terrible experience. And I just sort of held back tears, and I went back to my room, and I remember just staring up at the river, not sleeping that night, going, fuck, right? That was the only thing I'd ever wanted to do in my whole life.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And then I had one more go, just like, what if that bad gig was a fluke? And I went to a different comedy club with my mate, and there was about 6 people in the audience. And of course that went horrible. There was fucking 6 people.
Yeah.
And then I went, nah, not doing that again.
Yeah. Learn my lesson.
And what happened was, starting musical theatre, we'd put on a production every year, you know, and I moved into the opera section of the course. I'd changed my major.
You were singing opera?
Yeah, I was singing opera because that was I wasn't good at the dancing and shit. My singing voice was okay, and so I moved over there. And then, like, even in the operas, and I was like doing shit in German and shit, I was getting laughs, and I was meant to be a romantic lead, and I was like, oh, fucking hell, I'm not even like doing this in English. I'm getting laughs, right? So I thought, I'll give that comedy lark a go again. I had nodules on my vocal cords. I was going to get kicked out of university. I wasn't cutting it.
Right.
I was going to not make the cut the next year. So there was a comedian who came to town called Gary Hu, I still know to this day, and Gary was like off the television in Australia, had done TV spots, you know.
Yeah.
And he was going out to do the mining towns of Western Australia. He's got Kalgoorlie and all these places that are like 9 men to every 1 woman.
Right.
And everyone's got shit tons of money but nothing to spend it on because they're high paid jobs.
Yeah.
They bring in comedians. The bars in these towns, because it's all men, they ship in girls, and they're called skimpies, and they bartend topless. So there's just topless women behind the bar. And it's not a strip club. It's more there to go, hey, this isn't a gay bar. There's
right, to send a really clear signal.
There's tits over there. This
Right.
isn't a gay bar.
Sure. Why would they be here?
Why would the tits be there?
That's right.
But apart from that, it's just men in cowboy outfits. So
Yeah.
it really would look like a gay bar.
Well, what I was wondering is, and I'm going to acknowledge that this is all informed by Romper Stomper, Chopper, Mad Max, Crocodile Dundee, I'll even throw in there. I have an idea of what Australia is, and it's really embroiled in masculinity for me. And I imagine that might go both ways, because what you guys were getting was like Sly Stallone and Schwarzenegger and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Did you think of Americans as like very violent and aggressive? Because I thought of Australians as like,
I thought of Americans as being a bit more jacked up and all that type of stuff. But I also thought the women in America, because everything was like a hot girl in a bikini in the movies and stuff like that. And I saw Australian women as being very sporty.
Oh, okay. Right,
you know what I mean? But I thought I really had a thing for American girls because I had this image of what I thought they might be. And they are to a certain extent. But you also have 330 million people.
Yeah.
So you have the affordability of having a bit of everything going on.
Yes. And they congregate in certain cities.
Exactly. And you know this bar will have certain type of people and this bar will have certain type of people. What I found when I first moved here, and I haven't done auditions in a while. I never really get cast as an actor or anything, but they sent me out on acting auditions, and it would always be like the typical Australian blah, blah, blah. And I'd go along having the voice, but I don't look like what an American thinks an Australian should look like. Americans,
like a rugby player.
I should have blonde hair and a surfboard and be tanned, and I'm pale with dark hair and
Well, look at Mel starts the whole thing, and
Yeah.
he's as masculine as it fucking gets in
He is.
Lethal Weapon
But
movies.
this is the thing about Australians. So Mel Gibson was born in America.
He was.
He moved over to Australia when he's 5 or 6 because his father didn't want his 2 sons fighting in the Vietnam War, getting the letter in the post,
Oh.
and he had an Australian nationality, so he brought the boys over.
Oh. So when I ask you about this masculinity, I've been to Afghanistan twice.
I went a couple of times.
Oh, it's fun, right?
Well, I went. You did it for the troops, right?
Yeah,
You-
yeah. I went going, I like military stuff. This is a weird opportunity to go see what this is all happening in Afghanistan. And then I would, at that place, Abad, there's guys coming off of a mountain that have been living up there for 2.5 weeks, listening to like communication. They literally been sleeping in the dirt, and they come into their fucking bunkhouse, and I walk in there and they're like, "What are you doing here?"
Mm.
And I'm like, "I just want to let you know we're thinking about you." And it was so emotional. And I was like, I did not think this would be as heartwarming as it is and feel as important as it did when I was there.
Well, I got one story that's slightly similar. Okay, so I did it for the British government.
Okay.
Incidentally, the British government pay, the American government doesn't.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you Americans are
Ah.
sent out there with a per diem and told, thank you for supporting our troops.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I find weird that they do that to entertainers. And you're a scumbag if you got paid some money. But if you're a plumber who goes out there to do the plumbing or to fix any other job gets paid in the military. The military budget's massive.
Yeah.
For some reason, entertainers have to do it for free. I don't understand that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. You make a good point.
But, you know, it's still good to do it, right?
Yeah.
But so we were sent out with page 3 models.
Okay.
Right.
What are page 3 models?
They're midway between porn and normal modeling.
Okay.
So on the third page of British newspapers historically, and I think some of them still do it, but it's just a normal newspaper, there'll be a topless girl.
Oh,
so when you open
wow.
up, and there'll be a topless girl. And some of these girls become minor celebrities for the time they do it.
Sure.
And thousands of girls want to do this job.
Okay.
They're lining up.
Yeah.
And they don't really do porn out of Britain. They do a bit, but not really.
Right,
Right.
right.
And they all date Premier League footballers.
Uh-huh.
It's quite a revered job. And so the more famous ones get traveled out and they're like there for the boys, like, hi, boys.
Yeah,
they come
yeah.
out in a bikini and all that type of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So there's this quite a famous page 3 model and me doing this thing. She'd come out, do a wave, and then I'd come out and do a bit of stand-up.
Uh-huh.
And then we had to fucking go visit the hospitals. And it's like, you take that wing, I'll take that wing.
And it
Oh,
gets
you
real.
haven't seen more disappointed amputees than when I showed up. I wasn't the one they fucking wanted.
Yeah.
They're like, when's the girl coming? Oh, she'll be here in a minute. But if you want to hear some jokes, I got some jokes for you. But
Oh,
there was
man.
another time we were in Camp Bastion in Afghanistan. I think it's Afghanistan, Camp Bastion. Yeah, we went to Camp Bastion, and that was American and British troops. And I was there to entertain the British troops.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in a tent. There was maybe 2,000 of them or whatever. That I was doing a show. But in the tent, sort of a mile away on the same camp,
Yeah.
was Robin Williams.
Oh, boy.
And so, like, I was doing a good show, you know,
Sure.
but what a disappointment I was to have.
Upstage twice.
Yeah, the Americans are like, oh, we did Robin Williams. Oh, yeah. We had some Australian bloke we've never heard of.
Well, what's funny is when you go there and you like start to talk to the guys, all of them would be like, you got to get invited to an Australian barbecue because the Australian troops are there too.
Yeah.
And the American policy is if they are in a country that doesn't have any drinking, well, they're not allowed to drink.
Yeah.
But the Australians are like, absolutely not. If we're going to be there, we're going to drink. So the Australians can drink there, but the Americans can't.
2 beers per day, perhaps.
Right.
That's the Australian slogan.
And certainly there's a way to get more than 2 beers, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Someone's not drinking.
They used to all get 2 drink tickets. We had 2 drink tickets for the shows.
Uh-huh.
And they had to use the 2 drink tickets, but the bartenders were also soldiers.
Uh-huh.
And so they would shove the drink tickets back under the tent and people would run around and get another
Oh,
ticket. So
that's
these tickets kept on rotating around and
That's
around and around.
brilliant. At any rate, never went to an Australian barbecue. Just thought that was a really interesting thing that they were like, no, we're going to drink, which I kind of feel like you should be able to do if you're going to be over there doing that fucking job.
Well, we were once in the middle of the night because we were drinking with the generals or whatever, the higher up. And so that guy I was drinking with, and then we ran out of booze, and they go, oh, there's a supply tent place, a shop. They'll be asleep. It's like 3 a.m. We all drunk, but there's no roads, get into this Jeep,
Yeah, yeah.
and we drive in the desert. It felt like 20 miles. Like we drove like a long way, just no roads, just across the desert. And then we show up, and we honk the horn like, wake up, we want to get booze. We've got like generals with us.
Yeah.
Wake up, we want to get booze.
At attention.
Yeah. And so this woman sleeps in the little shop, this general store for the soldiers or whatever.
Yeah.
She sleeps in there and then she sells them candy bars or whatever. And she has like a secret stash for the general of boozes or whatever that is. We're honking lights and we're in an official Jeep, like an official general's Jeep. The lights are shining through the window. We honk, 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 honk. And then this fucking really buff, naked guy just jumps out the window and runs across the desert.
He was plowing the...
He was plowing the girl in the shop. He's not allowed to. We didn't give a fuck.
Sure.
We were just there to get some Jack Daniels. But,
Yeah,
but
quid
he
pro quo.
thought, oh no, I'm fucked here. The woman who came out of that thing was not an attractive woman. She
Okay.
was this guy was fucking ripped. She was cleaning up in Afghanistan.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, being one of the few.
That is so great. Okay, back to this masculine
Mrs.
thing. They also... I'm super into motorsports. That country is as batshit crazy as ours.
Australia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys putting these huge fucking blowers on these weird cars and doing big smoky burnouts. All that masculinity stuff was just to ask. Grammar school there in Australia.
Yeah.
Was it like, I grew up in a suburb of Detroit, very blue collar, very, very violent. Fights nonstop. You're always getting fucked with. Was it that?
I went to the normal public school, just the normal state school system. I actually grew up in quite a nice neighborhood. My parents didn't have any money. My mother was a casual school teacher at my school, which was
that's the worst.
The worst.
Yeah.
It
She was a substitute teacher?
Substitute
Yeah.
teacher, right? Which is the worst thing because you'd be having a good day. You'd think, oh, my day's going good. You're chatting to a girl and you walk in, then she just appeared. Oh no, Mrs. Kennedy's sick.
Yeah.
How bad is this illness? How long do I have it for? But I grew up in quite a nice neighborhood. My father bought a block of land in 1970, maybe 69, which was on a dirt road. He bought the block of land for like $15,000 in today's money, you know.
Right.
And then it became an affluent suburb all around us.
Oh, that's
So we were quite
wonderful.
lucky, and you know, it wasn't really hugely violent. My school was 60% Asian.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, there's a lot of Asian immigrants in Australia, and that happened sort of more in the 80s and 90s when that sort of happened. But these weren't.
Did they used to have a policy where you could?
These were first generation. They'd all come from Asia with their parents for work or business or something like that. And so there was fairly segregated in that regard because they would all hang out together and we'd all hang out together. You know?
But did they have a policy in Australia that you could emigrate there if you had $250,000 or something?
They also had a policy, and someone might correct me if I'm wrong, but right up until the late 1950s called the White Australia Policy.
Oh, wow. Tell me how that worked.
Well, it's
I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory, but...
yeah, we had immigrants, but they had to be white. But see, that bred some racism in Australia, and this racism doesn't exist anymore. But when I was growing up, the most foreign people really, before Asians came in, were Greeks and Italians.
Oh, really?
And the term for them was wogs. Now that word has very little power. It's like a very non-sort of word
Inane,
now.
yeah.
But back in the 70s and stuff, that was like a real harsh thing to say.
Fighting word.
And so Greeks and Italians were, this is why I think that racism goes in cycles, you know, because when I was a kid, it was the Greeks and Italians are fucking this country up with their bloody fucking their food and their fucking shit and the bloody.
Yeah.
And now it's like my father, Greeks and Italians, they're hard workers. Hard workers, they're good, they're Greeks and Italians.
Yeah.
And then it was the Asians that come in, the bloody Asians with their fucking food and their this and their that.
Yeah.
And they don't speak the language, etc. And now it's like the Asians, you never see them on the unemployment line. They work hard and their kids are always good in school. And so they got the... And then
What's funny is no one stops to go, all first generation people work their ass off.
Yeah,
it really
yeah.
doesn't matter where they come
And
from.
now it's the Arabs that are coming in, and now it's the Sudanese that are coming. And so you just have to spend long enough there before you. And it's sort of like the Greeks and Italians are like the Arabs, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, weren't you the persecuted? And now
That's the big misnomer is like, white people tend to think that other minorities don't hate other minorities.
Yeah, no,
That's not the case at all.
And so it became like, now it's like, it just goes inside. You just have to live long enough to outlive your racism, I think. And with the invention of the aeroplane, you know, we're all going to come and visit each other, weren't we?
Yeah.
It just feels so weird. Go back to where you came from. It's like,
But
fuck, you know.
I don't
like
think...
my girlfriend's of Indian descent. She's British. She's from England and she's of Indian descent. And then, you know, my ex dates a guy from the Ivory Coast, and she's Canadian and all that type of stuff. And one of my agents went, "Tell me that again." They go, "That would make a great movie." What? That we're all different colors. We need to have more of a storyline, surely.
yeah. It'd be a great movie in 77. Yeah. Okay, so it wasn't crazy. It's not like you paid a huge price for being artistic or.
Well, no. In the school, I did musicals in school because I wasn't good at sports.
Mm-hmm.
I desperately wanted to be good at sports. You know,
Yeah.
I tried out for every team
Mm.
and never made it. But I was tenacious, and I'd come home and or I'd get into the rugby team, but I'd get into the third string rugby team. I was a little bit like Rudy, me. But then the secret, if there's any sort of young lads who are sort of 14, 15 out there, and you're not feeling accepted in school, and you don't know what to fucking do with yourself, and the girls don't talk to you. Do the musical, you dickhead.
Right.
No boys audition to it, and it's packed with women.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're singing with them, and they have to look into your eyes, and then all of a sudden they start thinking this guy's all right.
Yeah.
It's the only time I got to kiss girls all year was the musical. I thought this is fantastic. You have after parties, then you do trust exercises where you're all. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
I found this loophole how to meet girls, and I was like, this is the arts is where it's from. This is why I have a theory on why actors are short.
Oh, okay.
Why all big A-list, not all of them, but there's an inaudible
Decreasingly so, but traditionally
but
for
there
sure.
is a lot of leading men who are these 5'5" Tom Cruise types. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with Tom Cruise, but
we love him.
I'm just saying there's a lot of short actors, right? And the actresses aren't all short, and it's got nothing to do with looking good on camera. My theory is that if you're good at sport, you play sport, right? If you're not good at sport and you want to meet women, you better fucking know a monologue.
That's
right? There's tall comedians because we already have funny.
Yeah.
Funny, you can be like Will Ferrell's tall as fuck, right? Because funny, you can
Vince
get girls
Vaughn
with.
is a beast.
Vince Vaughn, you can get girls with funny. But if you're not funny and you're not good at sport, you better fucking be emotionally sound.
You better have your sense memory on point.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's what it's the same theory behind like Formula One race car drivers. Are all little tiny fellas, and people say it's for the weight, not for those cars. Those cars are as powerful as fuck. They don't need you to be small.
But the cockpit is very tiny.
The cockpit's very small, but it's because they all started on go-karts.
Yes, they did.
And when they were little, they'd win all the races, and the bigger kids gave up because fuck this, I can't beat this. Where the weight really matters.
Yeah.
So they keep on playing the sport. Same with jockeys. I'm sure there's some child jockeys, and then they
grew out of it.
They went, I'm too fucking tall for this sport.
Hide it out of it. Yeah, my advice is always learn to dance and make jokes, and you'll be good.
Yeah, make jokes. It's like my son came to me the other day, and he's starting year one and all that type of stuff, and he goes, I don't really have any friends yet. And he's got some mates and stuff like that, but he's fine. As kids do. And I said, I just go up to kids and just go, hey, can I play with you? And see where that gets you.
Yeah.
And then he comes home and he goes, I did that thing you asked and it didn't work. And I go, well, walk me through it. He goes, I went up to a group of friends and I said, do you want to be my friend? I went, no, you've gone in too hard.
Yeah.
You've gone in too hard. You got to ease into this.
Right. It's like asking a gal if she wants to get engaged.
Yeah.
when you
Do
first
you want to
meet
be
her.
my girlfriend? Ask her on a date, mate. Ask her on a date.
Now, this word mate is really interesting to me.
I've been having problems with it lately because I call boys and girls mate. And I think sometimes when I call women mate in America, they get offended.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think, does it have like a sexual connotation
I
to
don't
you?
think so at all. What I'm always cognizant of is that it can be used as an extreme term of endearment, which you often hear.
Yeah, but same as buddy.
Yeah, but it can
You
be
can get-
very aggressive too.
Mate.
Mate.
Yeah.
Well, that's how mate.
Oh, yeah, I love that when you get into a fight, you
Yeah.
go, listen, mate.
Yes.
Like that, and then someone goes, I'm not your mate.
Yeah, that was the irony, mate.
Yeah, here we go, mate.
Yeah, but whenever someone calls me mate, I'm like, are they fucking with me or
For
do
the
they
most
like
part,
me?
for the most part, it's meant in a pretty nice fashion.
Okay.
I was in a meeting with somebody like, I think at NBC, and there was executives there and stuff like that. And I did go around and thank everyone afterwards, like, hey, nice to meet you, nice to meet you, it's good meeting you. And then I shook the female's hand. I went, thanks, mate. And there was an awkward, like, what?
Yeah.
And I was like,
But I often think that's in our head.
yeah, I know. I think it was probably, I worried about it more than she.
Like I went to a baseball game with a fellow actor and two crew members, and one of the crew members was transitioning. And when I got there, I said, what's up, guys? And then for the next 25 minutes, I was like, I hope she realizes I always call everyone guys. Any group more than 3 people, I'm calling them
I
guys.
don't think she would have
Of
been.
course not. But in my mind, I spiraled for 25 minutes thinking, oh, fuck, she thinks I'm not recognizing that she's a woman now, all this stuff. And then I later realized that was all in my, there's no way that this person even
She's
heard me say
she's
guys.
probably listening right now and going, thank you. I needed that.
Stay tuned for more Armchair Expert, if you dare.
We are supported by HP. If you're a parent or you know one, like I do, or you can help take care of kids, you already know what August feels like. It's not summer anymore, it's the pregame. The supplies list, the forms, the "we need this printed by tomorrow" texts that come in at 9 p.m. And I say this as someone who's been on the receiving end of those texts in a former life. You're ready to help, and then the printer says no, out of ink, blinking at you, useless. It's such a small thing, but it will absolutely derail your night. So when I heard about the HP Smart Tank printer from HP, America's most trusted printer brand, I thought this is the kind of thing that actually makes life easier, not in a big flashy way, in a one less crisis way. Instead of those little cartridges that run out the second you need them, the HP Smart Tank uses refillable ink tanks, and it comes with up to 3 years of ink included. 3 years. That's 3 back-to-school seasons without the cartridge panic. HP can't fill out the forms for you, but they can make sure the printer is never the reason you're up past midnight. Search HP Smart Tank.
We are supported by Walden University. You know that feeling when you've been thinking about making a move, going after the degree, the promotion, the thing you keep telling yourself you'll get to someday? Walden University is built for that moment. For over 50 years, Walden has helped working professionals get the W, the knowledge, the skills, and the confidence to create real change in their careers and communities. Their programs are designed around your life, not the other way around. With tempo learning available in select programs, there are no rigid schedules or set weekly deadlines. You move at your own pace. And Walden's faculty aren't just academics. They're practitioners who bring real-world experience into everything they teach. From your first class to career coaching and beyond, Walden is your partner the whole way. Take the first step and learn at a pace that works for you. Visit waldenu.edu. Walden University. Set a course for change. Certified to operate by Chev. We get support from Apple Gift Card. Back to school is here, and for many, that means some big life transitions. Whether they are heading into a new grade or setting up a dorm for the first time, you want to give them something that actually supports their growth and success. Apple Gift Card is a versatile solution because it takes the guesswork out of gifting. It's not just about a new pair of AirPods for focus. It's about giving them the invaluable chance to choose the digital tools and subscriptions that suit their unique journey. They can use it for productivity apps on the App Store, movie nights on Apple TV, or extra iCloud storage for all those new memories. With Apple Gift Card, it's so empowering to give the students their freedom to allocate their own resources. Celebrate their new academic chapter. Visit applegiftcard.apple.com to celebrate their milestones and gift one today. This episode is brought to you by SoFi, the all-in-one finance app where you can bank, borrow, and invest all in one place.
Let's talk bank accounts for a second. The average bank savings rate is 0.39% in interest. You're earning pennies on your savings, but it does not have to be that way.
With SoFi high-yield checking and savings, the money barely making moves sitting in your savings account can earn over 8 times the national average savings rate with eligible direct deposit.
No account or overdraft fees, which feels rare these days. You can get your paycheck up to 2 days early, perfect for getting ahead of a bill or grabbing what you need right when you need it.
Plus, get up to a $300 welcome bonus when you sign up with eligible direct deposit. Sign up for SoFi checking and savings at SoFi.com/armchair. SoFi checking and savings is offered through SoFi Bank N.A., member FDIC. Terms apply. Okay, so I can't have you here and not just say, for those people who haven't followed your career, you know, every single step of the way, you did go from Sydney to London, and then you kind of broke through because you got physically assaulted on stage. You're probably sick of telling that story, but I, of course, had to then look it up.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I looked it up. It's real extreme.
It's a bit of a misnomer that it helped my career that much. I was already doing tours in theaters before then, but the ticket sales did pick up. But that was, so I was already like done TV spots and established. I was headlining that club. You know.
Yes.
It didn't hurt. But
Yeah.
I remember looking at the footage. The guy came up and I never spoke to him. He was never put down in the audience.
Right.
I spoke to a woman over the other side of the room. There was a heckle put down that I still use to this day, which it sounds like an old line, but this is my line, right? Is when you put them down a few times, you go, I'm going to leave you alone now, like your dad did. Right. And it's just a little button on the whole thing, right? This guy had some issues with his dad or something, and he kept drinking. And in his brain, I imagine he went, when I finish this drink, I'm going to punch that cunt in the head. Right? And I think he was on a date and the date wasn't going well.
Right.
She wasn't enjoying it. He thought,
maybe he thought he was going to be chivalrous. Maybe she didn't like it. And he was going to defend her.
He had like a bit of like, I'm going to sort this out.
Yeah.
Because if you watch when he first runs on the stage, I actually go, oh, hang on, mate, like this, right? Because I didn't have an altercation with, hang on, mate, the bathroom's that way, or you're not allowed up on the stage, right?
Right.
And then and people go, why don't you fight back? I didn't know I was in a fight.
Right.
Most of the time, fights start with a little bit of verbal stuff.
There's a ramp up generally.
Yeah, but if someone just punches you in the street, your reaction isn't to start punching back. It's like, it's like swatting away a fly.
Yeah. And in fact, the singular element I was impressed with that old Australian politician. He's looking the other way. He gets an egg on his face or on his head that drips onto his face. And his immediate reaction is to turn 180 and punch this kid.
Yeah.
And I hated what the guy was saying. I think it's great he got an egg on his head. I also thought, well, that's great. You break an egg on my head, you should be prepared to get hit really quickly.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, good reflexes. He's quite old and his training took over. That's neither here nor there, but it was an impressive response. The response time was immediate, because we all think what we'll do when we get hit. But this guy...
I always find the difference between like American politicians and like the rest of the world is our people are a little bit more attainable than yours. Like no one gets to Trump. No one walks up to Trump. Yeah. There's footage of a guy, Bob Hawke, who just recently passed away, who was Prime Minister in Australia for maybe 11 or 13 years or something.
Oh, you don't have term
No, you can keep going.
Oh,
You can keep going. As long as you get voted in, you can keep going.
Wow.
And you can also be voted out by your party during your reign.
Oh,
reign.
Real loosey-goosey. No, it's a reign if you can, if you can go 13 years.
But this guy, watch the footage, Bob Hawke sculling a beer at the cricket, right? Because he's the ex-prime minister. This is the equivalent of Bill Clinton just walking around and then like on a camera phone, someone's gone up, hey, Hawkey, have a beer for Australia, mate. This guy was renowned for being able to scull beers. And then in front of thousands of people, he gets a pint from a random person. Could be spiked or anything, just a random punter in the crowd. And he fucking chugs it in, I reckon, less than 5 seconds. Bang, 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 bang. Chugs this whole thing. And then the audience goes, right. He's about 80 years old at the time. And they're like, okay. Like that. You would never get that in politics over here.
No, I'm trying to think who the last guy who would have maybe even done. I can't even think of someone, that would have.
Obama drink? Does he ever?
He doesn't seem, I know.
He's a smoker.
Yeah, he was a heavy smoker. He admitted to doing coke, which I loved.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I just watched a movie called Barry on Netflix, which was about his younger years.
Oh, was it interesting?
It was all right. It was just a lot of him at coke parties and he's chain smoking the whole time, right? I watched it and then went, oh, so that's how it was. And then you have to rattle your brain and go, no, he's never taken an interview. This is just someone who started with the premise of maybe one article where he said he smoked a lot and this. It's like people watch the movie The Queen and then they were like, oh, she held herself in such... The Queen doesn't take interviews, mate. She doesn't fucking take them. So all that stuff that happened up on her farm where she's fixing the car, this is just some scriptwriter. This is not a fucking historical document.
That is a good point.
Even like Lincoln, you just go, is this how much fucking documentation have we got? We have this idea of what his voice is.
Oh,
Four score and 20, blah, 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 blah. We don't have any recordings of his voice.
No, he could have been
super. He could just be like, I'm going to free the slaves. I'm doing it.
Yeah.
He could have been.
You have no idea.
We have no idea, but we're adjusted because of some animatronic we saw as a kid.
Right.
And then Daniel Day-Lewis doesn't go, that's the voice. That's what he sounded like.
You're right.
Same with dinosaurs. We don't fucking know. We don't know. Yeah. They say they know. They say they go, rawr. We don't know what color they were.
Well, now they're saying they're covered in feathers. That's the new thing.
Well, that's not, we think they're green or they're whatever.
Yeah, we thought that. Now we think, oh, they're fully feathered like birds.
That's the whole thing. Like, bring back a dinosaur. I'm all for that, man. That's Jurassic Park.
I'm more interested in the woolly mammoth. I remember reading like a decade ago that they had found in Siberia a woolly mammoth and it was completely frozen and had sperm in its ball sack. So they were like, oh, well, we could get that into an Asian elephant and quickly. And I was like, do that. What?
Do that.
This notion that you're like, you're somehow breaking a covenant with God.
The first thing was Dolly the sheep. right?
Yeah.
And they cloned Dolly.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think like Barbara Streisand's dog's been cloned.
I think she's got like 8 or something.
I saw this 60 Minutes thing about like there's
The horse?
The horse is the polo team
Yes,
where
in
it's all the same
Argentina.
fucking horse.
Yes, they're called like whatever the horse's name was, Charles, and he's got Charles 1 through 8.
Yeah.
And what's weird is they do well, even though they're all clones, they do well at different points of the game.
Maybe you
Mhm.
grew up in a different temperature. There's little tiny things that are going to affect your life.
You know what you would love? There was a This American Life about this guy who had basically a pet bull. This bull lived in the front yard. It came in and out of the house. It was like the kindest, a huge bull. And the bull died.
Right.
And he was very sad. And then the university cloned that bull. And what was crazy is the bull always hung out under this one tree on the property. So as this bull comes of age, he too hangs out in the exact same place. But the guy's like, oh my, it's him. At the time of this story, this bull had gored this owner like 7 times. He just couldn't accept that it wasn't the same bull.
Right.
Because the original bull never was violent at all. But this current bull had gored him almost to death like 7 times. And he's still in his life.
Would you clone a person? Do you think they will?
You know what's interesting is prior to having kids, I would have said absolutely not. But then if I lost one of my kids, yeah, all bets are off. I don't think I could exist. I couldn't continue living. So whatever a second
That's
option.
the most terrifying thing in the world is losing a child. The most terrifying, and people, you can't explain it. It's just terrifying.
And
You've
yourself.
done that thing where you and your wife talk about who you're going to give the kids to.
Oh my God, we're going through it right now. And it's so funny because, as you know, you picked the first person. That's so easy. That's my sister.
Yeah.
Sister's
I
gonna
picked my brother and his wife because they had a nice relationship. Then my brother gets divorced, and I'm like, I don't know if the new wife is ready for this. I don't know. I'd have to case her out a bit longer.
Yeah. Well, the best part is so we're already in a scenario where both of us have died. So the probability of that, we're already at 1 in a million.
No, not really, because I'm separated. Now I'm really low odds of this happening.
Yes.
You two travel in the same car together.
That's true. But
Yeah.
I'd still put the number at 1 in a million or something. Was it a 1 in 300 chance? I don't know. Point is, now we got my sister. That's easy. We both agree.
Yeah.
She's already around nonstop. She's
Yeah.
the aunt. Well, what if she dies? We need a backup for her.
Yeah.
And now the conversation that lasted from the lawyer's office to the home for 50 minutes became one argument after another of who we thought would or wouldn't get divorced. Because it's like you have all these options, like, oh, let's go to them. I'm like, I don't know. Will they be divorced at that point?
Well, my ex she came from a very religious family, and I put my foot down. And she has 6 siblings. I said, none of them. I don't want him going off to some religious fucking house.
Yep.
Not happening.
Mm-hmm.
And then my brother is like, he has to go live in Australia. I'm like, yeah, it's not so bad. Australia's nice.
Right.
You live in Australia. And now it's like we don't have to worry because we broke up. That was the nicest thing we could have done.
Right. Yeah, now you only need the one backup because each other is already the first stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I believe that I became aware of you from your gun control bit, which I'm
Yeah.
sure a lot of people did. I mean,
Yeah.
the clip I rewatched today has 11 million views, and I'm sure there's multiple versions
Oh,
of it.
it got to 60 or 70 million views, and then it got taken down, and then Netflix put up their clip of it.
Oh, why did it get taken down?
Well, because someone had just lifted it off the internet, off the thing. I don't put anything on the internet. I don't look at social media or anything. I think it's a horrible thing. You know, people say some rubbish shit about me that I just fucking keep off it.
Yeah.
And what happens for me is I started hearing, oh, this clip's going well. And I looked at it, it was at 40 million or something at that stage.
That's incredible.
And then it got taken down. Now it's at 11 million again. But I would argue, and this isn't me, I guess it is bragging, I think it might be the most viral bit of stand-up of the last decade.
I can imagine that. Yeah, I can't think of
And
one.
sadly, it's because of mass shootings.
Yeah.
You know, it's not because the material's great. It's because that routine gives people a nice little argument to have at parties. It's done in very simple language, and the arguments are sound, but they're almost childlike at times. But they're sound sort of little arguments you can have where you won't get into a fight with people.
Yeah, no. I was gonna say what you do masterfully in it. You do as good as you could do being pro gun control and also not alienating people who like guns.
Well,
it's close, and I'm sure maybe at best that percentage was maybe 30% of gun lovers did like it. And
I'll tell you how the routine was written, and it was one of those ones that just landed in my lap, and for something that long, because I never know where the next bit of stand-up's going to come from, or and that routine wrote itself in 2 days. What happened was I had a TV show on FX called Legit. I was on set when Sandy Hook happened. and there was another actor there who, and many people have this argument. And I love this guy to bits, right?
Yeah.
But John Ratzenberg, who played Cliff Clavin off Cheers, he was there. He's pro-gun,
Yeah.
right? And he said to me just after it happened, and he meant this in a nice way. He goes, none of this would have happened if those teachers had guns.
That's a pretty good
It's these anti-gun people who are causing all this trouble. Right? And I went, for fuck's sake, John. And then I argued with him for 2 days.
Right.
And everything he had, I came up with a piffy little fucking response and went back and forth. And then all of a sudden I have a 16-minute routine.
Yeah.
John, actually, I think he's come and seen the routine live. He doesn't,
Yeah.
he's
Well, isn't that the thing is like I have so many friends that are on opposite ends of all spectrums and it's totally fucking fine. It's when the exchanges through social media where it can't even happen. You know what I'm saying? Like I have friends that have run the gamut of political views. It's total. We can talk about it.
I'm friends with Republicans.
Yeah.
My father's a Republican. I used to think I was a big lefty, probably because of the gun thing. And also, I'm somewhat of a socialist because growing up in Australia with healthcare and housing for all, I just thought, that's a different sort of sensibility than what Americans have.
Yeah.
So I was always a socialist and anti-gun and pro-abortion, and then I thought that makes me left-wing. And then working on my TV show now, I got some real fucking lefties there, man, and I'm more moderate than I thought. I'm a moderate.
I think I've discovered, I'm more centrist than I thought I was.
I'm a moderate. I believe everyone should be taken care of. You should do whatever you want with your own body. Guns are stupid, and fucking that's where it ends. Right?
Yeah. And so, but what interests me a ton about the gun control bit is I try to imagine myself like becoming a stand-up in Australia or England or anywhere. There's this weird line, right? Which is, first of all, you have a great perspective on America because you're not from here.
Right.
So you can see the forest much better than we can.
Yeah.
As any outsider, you have a great point of view.
I think I can see Australia better now that I've lived outside of it for so long.
Right. It's just the kind of nature of things. So at one time, you have this great perspective that is of value in a big way. I think it's why Chappelle never wanted to live in LA while he was doing a show. It's smart. Yet I have had a feeling where I can admit it's failing on my part, but I have turned on people that weren't American that got too critical. Where all of a sudden I flipped and I was like,
God, I got
well,
so
why
much
don't you
mail
fucking
for it.
go home?
Yeah.
And I find myself saying that, and I don't think of myself as that type of person, but there is a little bit of a, like, I can make fun of my brother, but if an outsider makes fun of my brother, it's game time. We're fighting.
What I want to say about that is I don't not like it. I can see its faults. I can see Australia's faults, British faults. And in comedy, there's no comedy in the things that I like. I can't tell you, what's great about this place, the food or the this or the whatever.
Yeah.
There's no comedy in what's good.
Yeah,
I get to live in a great big house and I drive a fucking big muscle car that fucking guzzles fuel. It's fucking fantastic. I love living in America.
Yeah.
But there's no comedy in that.
Right.
And so also, I think one of the most patriotic things you can do is speak out against your government and say what could be improved. Going along with the norm and just saying, yes, I agree, that's not being patriotic. That's not fixing things. Making things better.
Well, you and I believe, from what little I know about you, have the same cynicism. To me, it's religion mapped right onto a country. So it's like you have this thing that over time gets shown to be less than accurate.
Yeah.
And then the devotion and the loyalty forces everyone to perpetuate this thing. And then the lie gets deeper and deeper and deeper out of this loyalty to something. And I just object to that in general.
Yeah.
And you see jingoistic or patriotic, quotes, patriotic people who think like, no, you just fucking love this place blindly and that's it. And I'm like,
love it or leave.
Yeah, love it or leave. That's not the kind of marriage I'd want to be in. That's not the human I am. I'm trying to get better. Why wouldn't I want my...
Imagine if that was your spouse.
Yes,
and they did shitty things and their catchphrase was love it or leave.
By the way, I've been a lot of spouses
I just wanted to fucking like it and stay.
Yes. Yeah, so I'm like, and this is sacrilege to say, but it's like, look, if the Constitution was written by God, it wouldn't have been designed to be amended.
Right.
Like those people realized that the thing was going to have to change to account for new information. And there's this weird biblical reverie for this thing that I think needs to get updated occasionally.
This will get a lot of hate mail, but I even think the First Amendment needs a little bit of a change.
Okay.
I'm look, freedom of speech completely.
Yeah.
I think, but with the internet now,
Oh, yeah.
you know what I mean?
I know.
Kids getting bullied to fucking death, man.
Yeah.
You know, like I wouldn't want to be a school kid now. I feel like with the internet, there should be a new put your name on it policy. You can't just start up an account and harass someone until fucking death and then fucking dick away.
There should be some accountability.
There
Because
should
there's
be
accountability
some, like,
with
freedom of speech, but not freedom of autonomy. Like I just
You're right, because the freedom of speech in the past,
anonymity, not autonomy, anonymity.
anonymity. Yeah, Alcoholics Anonymous. Anonymity.
Yeah, I used to do a joke about that. It's like, what is it? Alcohol Anonymous didn't work for me because I'm so obviously an alcoholic. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
go to Alcoholics Obvious.
So when you went, you obviously were triggered by the third step, as was I when I got there, which is there's a, second step, there's a power greater than myself.
Yeah.
Then you turn your will over to this thing.
Yeah. I also think the seventh one where you apologize to everyone, or is that ninth, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm like, man, I do that every morning after a bad thing. I don't have to apologize to anyone. I do it right away. I get my apologies out of the way.
Well, first of all, that's a great habit.
Yeah.
But there are apologies that I needed to make that I didn't think I needed to make.
Ah, yes. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? When I learned to figure out why I was mad at people and ultimately trace that to what fear I have, which I found out through that 4-step, I only have like 3 fears, and everyone I've ever hated in my life triggered one of those 3 fears.
Right.
And it's embarrassingly predictable. And I'm like, oh, wow, if I fix those 3 fears, I probably don't have problems with anybody. I take away the thing that can make me mad at you.
Right.
I find that is very liberating.
Do you find it hard to let go?
To let go of what?
Like if someone in your eyes has wronged you, do you find it hard to let go of that? Or do you carry
won't
a
believe
grudge?
me, but I bet for the last 8 years, I haven't actually thought someone wronged me in about 8 years.
Right.
If you have a party with your girlfriend,
Right.
and you have about 20 people over,
Yeah.
and 16 of the people leave and 4 people stay behind in the kitchen,
Mm.
someone will go, I don't know about that guy Derek. Did you like that guy Derek? It's all he's talking about is how much fucking money he has. I get it. You have fucking money, right? And I'll go like, oh, I didn't notice that. I'll go, but that Jenny girl is a fucking bitch. Like everything was a joke, and she thought she was so funny and blah 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 blah. Right?
Right.
Other 3 people, no, I didn't notice that. Everyone has someone that triggered them at the party.
Yeah, right,
And
yeah.
what you quickly realize is that there is no objective definition of annoying. There are only people that trigger your shit.
Do you have a fear of something about your own personality that other people would find annoying?
Oh, I know it. I need all the attention in the room. And if someone else has some strategy to get attention and I can see through it, I somehow think they're guilty of something because I've figured out their ploy.
I have, and I'm doing it right now. I have a thing where I try to top story. I'm really good at telling stories.
Yeah, I do
I'm really good at telling stories. I've made a living out of telling stories. My style of comedy is storytelling. And then I hear someone tell a story and it's a bit weak, and I just know I've got a better one. I really, really try not to. And I say to my girlfriend, please, if I start doing that story, please stop me. And then sometimes I tell a story, everyone at the party's laughing, and I go, fuck, I'm doing it again. And I go to my girlfriend, I go, I did that fucking thing where I topped a story. And she goes, everyone enjoyed it. I go, that's not the thing. That person should have had their story.
Yes.
And I shouldn't have had, I got a better story.
Even if it's not that nefarious, your story reminded me of a story I know is good.
Yeah.
So I'm not actually even, I don't think sometimes, I'm not trying to top it. It's just like, oh, I had a similar thing. And then in general, because life of it.
What is the crossover between being someone who's really charming and someone who's just fucking talking too much?
Yes.
That's it. Because sometimes I leave parties and I'm like, I fucking rocked that place out, man. And then sometimes I leave and I went, I talk too much. No one else got a fucking word in. I was the worst.
1,000%.
Yeah.
It's always the ride home from somewhere. Where I
Yeah.
just start like kind of doing a quick inventory of what percentage I spoke during that debate.
And that's one of the problems with when I'm not drinking. I worry that my stories are boring. But at least I wake up in the morning and go, oh, who gives a fuck? My stories are boring.
Yes.
And then the problem when you're drinking, I think my stories are fantastic. And then I wake up in the morning going, oh, I bothered everyone.
I mean, I think the real thing is like, I have a good barometer of when I'm like desperately looking for approval and attention.
Right.
And when I'm just kind of like innately offering some fun.
Well, I'm such a moron. I have a good barometer of when I'm doing that, but I don't stop.
Right. Yeah, it's almost
It's a terrible. And it's a quality that I dislike in other people.
Oh, it's always what you hate about yourself.
Yeah. You go, I hate when people do that.
Yeah. So, back to the program. I don't know how I would have come to all that without those steps. I don't know how I would have figured out how to trace my discomfort in life, where it comes from, and how I can stop it. Well, maybe if I'd gone a ton of therapy or something, but I just didn't.
Isn't it odd that we would never have this conversation if there weren't microphones?
Oh, totally.
Does that say something? Because this is a very free-flowing conversation. This seems very easy.
Mm-hmm.
But if there was no microphones, me and you wouldn't just sit up in this room and have this in-depth chat. But is that our ego that we need everyone to hear it?
I think I would try to have this chat with you.
I know, but it would have ended or something, or we would have, I don't know.
Yeah, we would have thought of something more pressing.
Yeah.
No, I think I would have at some point decided Jim likes me
Yeah.
or Jim doesn't like me.
Yeah.
Either way, mission accomplished.
Yeah.
In some sense.
I have gotten good at that. I've stopped in the last 5 years giving a fuck if people like me as much. It used to really matter to me.
Uh-huh.
But it's like not everyone's going to like you.
And then not
the
ruffle
amount of
feathers.
people who hate me on the internet or think that I'm a this or a that. And then I walk out to an arena of like 10,000 people and I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
these people like me. I think the formula to be successful in entertainment, and people think they want the world to like them, you just need 1 million people to like you. To be hugely successful, you just need 1 million people to like you, and you need them all to spend $20.
Yeah.
and
You'll be set.
And you'll be set.
So you have 10 more episodes left to air.
10 more. Hopefully we'll get picked up for more, but who knows? You never know. It's such a fine little gap there between success and your rubbish and cancelled.
Oh, totally.
I hope that my specials go up each year or they remain the same viewers, but because it's Netflix, I have no idea. They never tell you, so you have no idea.
But they keep buying them.
Yeah, if they buy another one, so I'm like, all right, we're doing another one. I'm happy to be in the show,
Does it feel like getting commissioned to write a new book each time, though?
I normally start asking if anyone wants to do one once I have one ready to go.
Oh, okay.
So I've already got the material, and then after it ends, I'm like, all right, that might be the last one. Because I figure maybe in a couple of years on tour, because writing these I write like an hour and a half a year of stand-up, and that takes a long time. And people used to have 40 minutes for their whole career,
Right.
And so an hour and a half. And so now it's like, I know I can do a better show than I'm doing at the moment if I did my greatest hits.
Right.
But I feel like people appreciate that you're bringing out these new things. But there will be a stage, I think, in a few years when I'm running a bit dry where I might go, I'll do a greatest hits tour.
Yeah, I'm totally into that. I argue with Monica about this all the time. It's like, it didn't even occur to me that when your special comes out, you're basically retiring your road act, right?
Over.
It's over. And I think that's crazy because I want to go see Chappelle do exactly what I just saw him do last week on his special.
I would do a greatest hits tour, which would just be taking my friend with muscular dystrophy to a brothel, gun control, and the Mariah Carey story.
And, do you have a Mariah Carey story?
It was on my last special. It was like a 30-minute. I got booked to do a private party at Mariah Carey's house. And for James Packer, who was
Brothers
her boyfriend at the time, right? Rat Pack Productions, whatever. He was a billionaire from Australia. And it was after I'd retired the gun control thing. The special had already been out, and he had just requested the gun control routine. And I was being paid like a fairly good amount of money. It was just up the road, and I knew I would get a bit of material out of it. And it was just a dinner party, and I was performing with no shoes on in the grass, just with no microphone.
Oh my God.
To Leonardo DiCaprio, Al Pacino, Warren Beatty, fucking Eddie Murphy. It was the worst.
Oh my God.
But I got a bit of material out of it.
So Jim, the Jim Jefferies Show, I've watched it. It's phenomenal. You have 10 more episodes, and it looks like you'll probably get picked up. I hope you do. And that's on Comedy Central, and people should check that out. Where should people go to get tickets to your shows?
Just jimjefferies.com. I'm about to do on sale right now is if you're listening to this in Europe, we're doing a whole lot of big shows out in Germany and Holland and Scandinavia and UK and Ireland and Israel and Greece. The funny thing is, like, the Swedes, they're all into like death metal.
Yeah.
I go there once every 2 years or whatever, And every time they go, I enjoyed the show this evening, but I was more offended last time.
Oh, that's
And
what
it's
they're
like
hoping
they
for.
want to be offended. And I'm
That's
like,
so
well, I'm
great.
sorry. I came to make you laugh. I wasn't trying to offend you. If the joke's offensive, that's one thing. But
Maybe I should move there.
yeah, just go.
Just
go.
let the id out.
Just go and offend Swedes. But they do. You go, geez, your people are hot. Yes, we are. We're very good looking. They like. And it is strange when you walk into like a McDonald's there and there's like a young Claudia Schiffer serving you and you're like, what the fuck? like you can't get served fast food by a really hot person. You're
Yeah.
don't you know that, move to like fucking, I don't know, New Zealand and run the place, like, what are you going to do?
It feels like the Matrix is broke.
Yeah. It's very, very, very odd.
I had the experience of walking through Stockholm at like 25 years old. In where I'm from, I'm very tall, and I was blonde and blue-eyed, and noticeably so.
Yeah.
And I was walking around Stockholm, and I was like, I am fucking dead average.
And here you're well above average, correct?
Well, I think height-wise, at least. Yeah, 6'3". I don't, not looks, but definitely
You're
the height.
6'3".
Yeah.
That's a good height, man.
Yeah. I
I'm
think once
6
it goes...
foot, but I have the appearance of a short person.
You think you do?
I do.
I think of you as tall.
People always take photos with me afterwards and they go, oh, you're much taller than I thought you'd be.
They say that to me, too.
Oh, yeah, true.
But I've noticed Monica, now that she's getting known...
Is-
They
what-
say to her, "You're smaller."
Was there ever
She
a
had-
moniker?
Yeah, she had
You
to-
keep pointing at this chair. There hasn't been a moniker in these parts for 20 years.
My soulmate Monica is just left
Who's
to go.
Monica who?
Monica's my co-host, and she's my wife and I's best friend. And she went to.
But she has a last
wedding.
name? She has a last name?
Monica Padman. We met her as she was started as a babysitter for us. Then she started writing things for Kristen. Then she started running Kristen's whole life. Then we started this podcast together, and now brilliant.
Is true that on Veronica Mars, Akeem Abdul-Jabbar is a writer?
How did you find that out?
I interviewed Akeem Abdul-Jabbar, and it was something I read. I never actually talked. I interviewed him about when Trump tweeted about the no Muslim athletes, and obviously there's him, and there's Muhammad Ali, and there's Mike Tyson, and there's Shaquille O'Neal, and there's loads of them.
Yeah.
Right? But
pretty rich history.
yeah, pretty, yeah.
Yeah.
So I interviewed Akeem Abdul-Jabbar, and I did my little Wikipedia search.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to ask him in case that was a bit of bullshit. He thought he was being interviewed on my show to talk about his Sherlock Holmes books that he writes.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Right? I've got to
Sure.
sign my... He was a nice fella.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And really,
you can imagine
really nice.
how much fun I had when Kristen brought home the next episode and it was written by him. And then so I was every couple days, I was like, "Hun, just got a first draft from Wayne Gretzky. It's a sci-fi piece. Looks pretty good." I just couldn't stop. I was trying to find like the most ridiculous exports.
It's like I said, so basketball, and he didn't want to talk about basketball.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, it's something I did. Something you did?
Well, yeah.
You got the most points out of anyone in history.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
Something you did.
Yeah. I saw Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at Houston's one time. But that makes me think of something
What's
else.
Houston?
Houston's restaurant's my favorite restaurant.
Where's that?
Houston's, there's one in Pasadena. They used to be all over the place, but as soon as you had to print calories on a menu when you had more than 7 locations, they downsized.
Oh, it's like a chain thing.
Yeah, it is a chain. It's a steakhouse, but it's incredible. It's my favorite restaurant
Is
in the
it
world.
better than Ruth Chris?
Yes. It's my favorite.
Ruth Chris is all right.
They
Better
got
than
a
Boa.
They got a prime rib sandwich there that will just knock your dick in the dirt. And the ribs are unreal. There's a couple really great items. Anyways, my friend's been a server there for 20 years. At the tables, the positions are numbered, right? So if it's like a 6 top, the seats go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a circle, so that when the waiter tells the food runner to drop the sea bass, they go sea bass table 8, seat 6. So Stevie Wonder was there with like 4 people, and he's the waiter, and he goes to the runner, drop this steak sandwich to Stevie Wonder. She goes, "Oh yeah, what position is he in?" And he goes, "Position Stevie fucking Wonder." We don't need to use the positions right now. Stevie Wonder, this is his.
Was he with Kareem?
No, but just I remembered seeing Kareem there, and then I went straight to my favorite Stevie Wonder story.
Stevie Wonder.
Every time I walk in that restaurant, I think position Stevie fucking Wonder.
Yeah.
Jim, you're delightful. I've really wanted to talk to you for years, ever since I watched your gun control thing. I really urge people to go on YouTube and watch it. It's about as perfect as you can do, I think.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. I look forward to talking to you again. Come back anytime.
Thanks for having me, mate.
And now my favorite part of the show, the fact check with my soulmate, Monica Padman. This episode is brought to you by ServiceNow. Look, I have my dream job. I get to talk to folks I admire like crazy and ask them virtually any question that I want to. I can't imagine a better way to spend my time. But even dream jobs have some not so dreamy parts, the stuff that gets in the way of the actual work. Now, that's where ServiceNow's AI specialists come in. They don't just tell you what you should do about your busy work. They actually do it, start to finish. Cases closed, requests handled, no extra work for you. So you and your team can focus on what matters most, which for me is, are they obsessed with male bodies on the same level as I am?
They never are.
To learn how to put AI to work for people, visit servicenow.com. Welcome to the fact check of Jimmy Jammer Jeffers.
That's right.
Jimmy Jammer Jeffries.
Jimmy James.
Jimmy James.
What if his middle name is James? Jim James Jefferies.
Ooh, JJJ. J cubed?
That's the singer of My Morning Jacket, Jim James.
It is? Oh, I love My Morning Jacket. I mean, I don't own...
You love jacking off in the morning.
No. Oh, My Morning Jacket?
Yeah,
Jack off?
That's what it means.
Yeah. God, I wish I did some morning JOs.
Why don't you?
Because I'm not in the mood.
The kids are there.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just in kid mode when I wake up, not Jimmy Jammer mode.
Too bad.
Yeah, I know. It's a shame.
You don't ever wake up with boners anymore?
Well, I do wake up with boners, but then I just got to go pee-pee. And then to pee, and then it's over.
Say it's hard to pee with a bone or two.
We got in a debate about, do we think it's possible, anatomically, I'll have to ask Eric Topol,
Okay.
if you can pee
While erect?
inside someone.
Oh, inside somebody, I would say certainly.
I
Yeah.
said yes.
Yeah.
Okay, certainly is extreme because there's a lot of people on no for this.
Okay.
Yeah, why wouldn't you be? Why wouldn't you?
There's no reason. And my answer to that would have been challenge accepted
Great.
with the permission and request of my partner.
We'll ask her.
But yeah, I'll take that test. Because, yeah, I pee with boners many mornings a week.
But they're saying it's really hard,
It
as
is.
Rob just said, to pee with a boner. Like, you kind of have to force yourself.
It's not easy. But it is just being fully engorged. I think your urethra is restricted to some degree.
Okay.
You know, and I think it is hard, but it is doable. So I don't know why it being inside of a vagina would alter that. It would just be a
don't
mental
know.
block, if anything.
Listeners, tell us if you've peed inside a woman.
Okay.
Or if
Or a
you're a
guy.
woman who. And then I was like, well, if you're a woman and someone pees inside you, could you tell?
I bet you could. I bet you put, because you're talking about,
I don't know.
12 to 24 ounces of fluid. You're going to be aware
All
of
of
that.
a sudden, you're going to get full.
Well, it's going to be spraying out. Yeah, it's not going to fill up like a balloon inside. It's going to be coming out the edges and stuff.
No, it probably is going to stay in until the penis leaves the vagina.
Well, you think there's an airtight seal on there that
Well, I guess
would
depends on
prevent-
how big the penis is and
and
how
how-
small the vagina is.
Yes, those are
These are
variables.
all factors. These are all factors. Anyway, well,
That's the thing. So it would probably be confusing to a female because if you're sleeping in bed with a partner and you roll over and you see that they're fully erect, you think, oh, they're aroused. But I'm
yes.
erect. I think it's erect to pinch off from any leakage. I think that's the function of it. So
Wait.
you're not horny. Like when you have to pee so bad, that's all that's on your mind. For me, that's all that's on my mind. It's not a signal of horniness. I think it's trying to prevent pee-pee from sliding out.
do you think the erection is due to the pee-pee?
I do. It is a preventative measure from peeing
So
your
after
bed.
you pee, the erection's gone.
Oh, it's gone. Sayonara. Right, Wobby Wob?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, it's over right when you pee.
So you never wake up with an erection and you're horny.
No, never.
Isn't that like the whole thing about like adolescent boys?
That they wake up horny?
Yeah, that they have like
What?
morning wood
Google.
and then they have
Well, they have nocturnal emissions.
and nocturnal emissions.
which
Yeah.
I can't remember having a nocturnal
You
emission.
never had one?
No, I feel so left out.
Embarrassing. Yeah.
Yeah, my good buddy, he's blasting all the time in his sleep.
Still?
Yes.
Still?
Yeah, and he's like 46.
Still?
It's so virile. Yeah. His best story ever, and this was, I want to say, late 30s. He met a woman and they made love, and he slept at her apartment. And then in the middle of the night, he woke up because he was spraying in her bed. Post-coital. I'm like, you are
Immediately?
so virile.
Wow.
No, after a few hours of
Oh.
slumber. Yeah, he had a nocturnal emission. I mean,
Wow.
he was, what
I'd
virility.
be really.
Yeah.
Anyway, this got so gross. So, Jim.
Jim Jefferies.
Yeah. He said that London to Auckland is the longest flight in the world.
Mm.
And in 2019, the longest flight in the world is Singapore to Newark.
Singapore to New York.
Newark.
Newark.
Well, Newark, New Jersey. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate that.
You hate that he was wrong?
No,
or
I hate that Newark is
it's
so
called
close to
Newark?
New York and it's
Yeah.
not in New York.
Yeah.
Ay. New Jersey and New York, they're so close.
It's preposterous.
I think
it's
that's
embarrassing for Newark. Newark. Unless they predate New York, which I can't imagine they do.
Oh no.
There's no way.
No. Newark.
I mean, look, we love Newark, but you should be
Speak for yourself.
embarrassed that the name is so close.
Yeah.
They
I
should
think they are
rename
embarrassed.
it.
They probably feel insecure. It's
Of
like
course, if you grew up in the shadow of the greatest city in America,
Yes.
how could you not have a chip on your shoulder?
Ugh. Okay, so that's Singapore Airlines. Flight time, can you guess it?
21 hours.
No.
19.
18 hours, 30 minutes.
Ooh, that's a long time.
Too long.
I hope you drink if you're on that flight, or you can do drugs, because that's a long time to sit in a seat.
Speaking of, my dad is going to India.
He is?
Like-
right now?
Let me see. I should probably tell him bye.
Why? Should I meet him over there?
He's leaving on the 10th. That's yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Forgot to say bye.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, so he's probably just now getting off the airplane.
Yeah, I wonder.
That's a
Well, he
long
drank
ass
some
flight.
beers for sure on that flight.
I bet he didn't. You
What do
know
you-
what I wish I did?
What?
I should have bought him a first class ticket to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck.
That would have been nice. But two things. That's a super expensive first class ticket.
Yeah, he deserves it.
He does. Second thing, you're buying a home. So,
That's true.
you know,
Listeners, my home is in flux.
getting complicated.
It's getting.
Yeah, what effect is it having on you as it stretches out? Are
It's
you getting
stressing me
less
out.
in love with it?
No.
Or? No, okay.
I'm getting more. I want it
More.
more.
Okay.
Not more. I
Well,
want
you
it
have the heart
same.
of a champion. I understand.
I want it the same.
Yeah.
But, you know, I am really stressed out about it.
I
And
bet.
in my stress,
Uh-huh.
I've had like one or two moments where this is something I love about you.
Okay.
You're very positive
Uh-huh.
with things for me.
Yeah, for you. Yeah.
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 Like you're definitely
Can I get
you're
this?
definitely getting it.
Yeah.
There's no chance, like there's zero chance. There's just
Mm-hmm.
not you're getting it.
Right.
You see, that's been with a few things in life.
It has, yeah.
And all of those things I haven't gotten.
Oh, so do you think I'm jinxing you?
No, I don't think you're jinxing me.
Well, we do believe in jinxing, though, you and I.
We do.
Yeah.
I don't think you're jinxing me because it's only positive. So I don't ever feel like there's going to be something negative because you said it. But I do feel like, but that's not true.
Oh, sure.
We don't know what's going on with other people. And so
We don't.
when you have these declarations,
Mm-hmm.
I trust you so
Mm.
implicitly,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel safe when you say those things.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes they're not real.
Sure, of course. Yeah.
And so then I get sadder, I think.
It's very complex because I don't generally think that way, and I don't really say that often to people, but I see in you the same issue I have,
Mm-hmm.
and I would love for you to not suffer from it the way I have,
Right.
which is like things are going to go one way or another, and you can spend the whole time leading up to it going, I'm never getting this, I'm never getting. There's no joy in that. Or you can spend the whole time going, I'm getting this. You at least have that window of believing you're getting something. I've robbed myself of ever thinking I'm getting anything.
Uh-huh.
You know, and then I've even gotten the things, and I kind of ruined it leading up to it. And so I think I observe in you that same tendency.
I think I do a good job of managing the expectation. I don't think I feel like well, I'm never getting it, or I don't feel that way about anything. But I feel like, okay, there's a good chance I'll get it. There's a good chance I won't.
Right.
And so I'm kind of just towing that
Yeah.
line. But then when you tell me there's no chance I'm not getting it, then I
Yeah.
start to feel like, okay, he's right.
Uh-huh.
And then
And then you get resentful at me.
I don't get resentful.
Well, you could.
I don't get resentful. I think it's like deeper than that. I think I feel like sad, like, okay, so I believed this and that was a lie. Which is that's so extreme because you're not lying.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So
So I'll reel it in.
I guess so.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate the thought.
It's funny though, because I really believe it when I say what I say.
I know.
I really do, which I don't ever get with myself, but I do have a confidence in you that exceeds my confidence in myself.
Yeah, that's nice. Anyway, okay, so Singapore to Newark is the longest flight. Then Auckland to Doha.
Qatar. Okay. All right. So I've flown in there.
Oh, you have?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Been to Qatar, and I had great interest. You know, there's a great front line right now on MBS. The Prince of Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Who I fell hook, line, and sinker for on his first publicity tour. He came to the U.S. for the very first time in this role, and he was on 60 Minutes.
Yep.
And I thought, first of all, he's so good looking. His lips are really luscious.
He does not have round features.
Not to sidetrack. You know who I was thinking I wanted to bring up into the round features conversation? Zazie Beetz.
She's hot.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, she is.
She's in The Joker.
Oh, you saw her in The Joker.
Yes, and I'm looking at her face, and I'm like, I honestly think I could just stare at her face for maybe 3 uninterrupted hours.
Yeah.
And I would describe those features as round as fuck.
Okay, listeners. So there was a conversation about
features.
What kind of features Dax likes. He says he likes round features, and I said, no, you don't. Nobody
and no one
likes
wants to hear that.
Yeah, no one wants to hear they have round features.
Yeah.
People like sharp, defined features.
No, I like round.
Okay.
Yeah.
You kept saying, well, this person has round features, and I look at their picture and they don't.
Right, you said they don't.
Because they don't.
Right.
So.
But anyways, this is another person, Zazie Beetz.
Yeah. That you think has round features.
Oh, the roundest.
No.
And I'm so into it.
Not the roundest.
You don't think so?
Let me look at her. Hold on.
Oh my God, is she beautiful?
Well, she is beautiful.
Oh, it's crazy. And
I'm looking at a picture right now, and no.
You're saying Zazie Beetz does not have round features.
You think this is round features? Oh, well, yeah. Another thing.
Yeah.
Another.
So round.
When I said, what do you mean round features? And you said big eyes and big lips. That is
round mouth.
That's not round.
And I don't want a long, skinny oval face. I want a rounder face, like a happy face.
Okay, she does not. She has. Look at her face. Look how long it is.
And round. It's like long. It's a long way around that face.
I mean.
Anywho, that's who I would. This is more for you to know where I'm coming from when I say someone has round features.
Okay.
I think she has round features. You're saying unequivocally, no, she doesn't.
Yeah, correct.
Right.
So, okay.
Yeah.
Maritime law, is the captain allowed to kill people?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes. If there's a mutiny.
Okay.
And the person's dangerous.
That's just self-defense. That's regular self-defense. There's no law in maritime law that states that.
You can subdue people. Like you can basically kidnap people if you're the captain of a ship. In real life, you couldn't lock someone in a bedroom, but you can lock someone in a cabin if you're worried about their sanity on a ship because it'd be so dangerous to everyone else.
Well, again, that's a matter of self-defense. You would claim self-defense, not maritime law.
I think they would.
Okay. Great. Great. So, the White Australia policy, he was talking about that. Yeah, that's not very good.
It's not.
It's not a shining star on Australians' history. So, soon after Australia became a federation in January 1901,
The federal government of Edmund Barton passed the Immigration Restriction Act of 1901, drafted by the man who would become Australia's second Prime Minister, Alfred Deakin. The passage of this bill marked the commencement of the White Australia policy. The term White Australia policy was widely used to encapsulate a set of historical policies that aimed to forbid people of non-European ethnic origin, especially Asians.
Oh, that's who they were
That's
targeting.
me. Primarily Chinese, it says, and Pacific Islanders from immigrating to Australia. Governments progressively dismantled such policies between 1949 and 1973.
The irony is so great because it's no one would describe Aboriginal Australians as white. So here you got a
Sure.
continent
Same
of
as
black
here.
folks, and then some white folks arrive and say, no.
I know. This is the way it goes for every place. I know.
Yeah. Hold on. I just realized that I left. The last thing I said about MBS is that I loved him.
Oh, yeah. Please
So let me
continue.
circle back before I get a ton of hate tweets.
You will, yeah.
Yeah, so I bought hook, line, and sinker into the profile on 60 Minutes because he's going to bring the right of driving to women. He dismantled the religious police that were giving out tickets for not having your face covered. A lot of progressive, what we would call progressive policies.
Sure.
Now I watch this Frontline and I learn a lot more. Oh, and another thing I really liked, and this again goes into, I love gangsters, as you know.
You do.
It's a shortcoming of
It's a
mine.
proclivity, I'd say.
He invited all these people that were like minister of this, minister of education, minister of defense, blah, 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 all royals.
Mm-hmm.
He invited them to the Ritz-Carlton in Riyadh. And come to the Ritz-Carlton. And when they got there, they were handed a binder with all of their finances and all the proof of all the money they had embezzled from the state.
Whoa. Oh, wow.
And he basically said, you can leave at any time when you pay your bill back to the state.
Oh, geez.
And he got the money back. And some people were in there for 45, 50 days. Now,
Wow.
they were in hotel rooms and they had access to room service, but they could not leave. They were imprisoned by him.
Interesting.
Now, I don't think that's an advisable strategy here in the States, but I got to say, I kind of liked it. I thought it was
Kinda
pretty
badass.
fucking gangster.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you guys been ripping us off? We'll take that back now.
Right.
So I liked that.
Okay.
Now in the Frontline, which is a 2-hour-long exploration, we've also learned that, we had a journalist that was killed at the consulate for Saudi Arabia in Istanbul. It is now quite evident the state had knowledge of that and
Yeah.
directed it. So that was a big,
That's
okay, you killed the
bad.
journalist.
Yeah, that's
Now, did
really bad.
He denied that he gave that order, whatever. It's mountingly harder to believe that.
Yeah.
But what also was pointed out was we all saw that move at the Ritz as a way to get the money back stolen from the state. But many people now and insiders said that had nothing to do with money. That was a statement to the whole royal family. I'd have kept it now.
Oof.
That was a power move of saying, I will arrest any one of you at any moment and just know I'm the captain now.
Right. I'm in
So
charge.
it was much more a
Power
political power play. He's also put a lot of people in prison, dissidents from Twitter, from all over the place. The woman who drove around in her car and filmed it. So anyways,
Yeah, so that's bad.
all this is to say, I wouldn't just blatantly say I love MBS. I still think he's gorgeous. Anyways,
what
it's
he
a great
wants.
documentary. It's on Frontline. I recommend everyone to see it.
Yeah. Dinosaurs were mainly feathered, yeah.
Yeah, which is
According to-
new in our lifetime. They've decided. that.
Yeah. Yeah. Siberian discovery,
Mm.
according to National Geographic. Okay. What I really want to talk about.
Oh, good.
Barbara Streisand's cloned dogs.
Oh, great.
So she had this dog, Samantha.
Mm.
You said Charles. Her name was Samantha.
Okay.
And Samantha passed, and she was very sad about it.
And she was technically a bitch.
Yeah, by
Yeah.
technical standards, yes. Okay, she said it was easier to let Sammy go if I knew I could keep part of her alive. Duh. I mean, sorry, but
Yeah.
something that came from her DNA. A friend had cloned his beloved dog, and I was impressed with that dog. So Sammy's doctor took some cells from inside her cheek and the skin on her tummy just before she died. And we sent those cells to ViaGen Pets in Texas. We weren't even sure if the cells would take. And then in the meantime, she got 2 more dogs.
Okay.
And then she got a call from the lab that the cloning process worked and they produced 4 puppies.
Oh my
One of them
God.
died.
Oops.
And then and then she was like, "Oh no, I can't have 5 dogs.
Right.
So she took one and gave the other 2 to friends.
She gave away Samantha's.
2 Samanthas.
That's maybe the craziest part of the story.
Yeah, like she cared so much, and then she
Yes.
was able to just give them one. I know, I
Yeah.
agree.
Like if I could have 3 Deltas,
yeah.
sign me up.
Well, I would want one.
Yeah, I would give you one if
So-
I could see her all the
But you're
time.
well, yeah.
Another
But
crazy
this
part
is-
of the story. There's so many elements. There's so many layers. But just that one of her friends had done it. It really is kind of telling of the friendship circle.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
like they're at a dinner party and it's like,
This does confirm.
clone Samantha? I cloned Ginger.
Yeah.
I can't tell the difference. Same dog.
Yeah. Here's the thing. What do you think about cloning? For real?
Ultimately, I think who cares? I mean, ultimately, I don't think there's a moral imperative on the table. But I do think
Yeah.
it's a bad thing growth-wise for a human to try to recreate something
Yeah.
that happened in its own way. I
Yeah.
think that is a little bit arrested or prevents.
Unhealthy.
Yes.
Yes, I
Now, I don't
agree.
think there's like playing God and all that shit. I could give a fuck. They could clone whatever they want. And I do want them desperately to bring back mastodons and woolly mammoths.
Yeah, you said that on this.
Yeah. But I do think for a person, they should just find out what new love will exist with another Sam.
I know.
Yeah. Although I've never loved a dog like she clearly loves Sam.
Right.
If the unthinkable happened and one of my children passed, yeah, I would try to bring them back to life.
Right.
Yeah.
I know.
But I would think that would be preventing me from ever getting past or dealing with. And then you have this thing that's a copy. So I can't imagine you really process the loss of the thing because you kind of have it, but you don't have it. It's not the same. You're like,
So confusing.
it's confusing.
One time Kristen and I had this conversation. She thought it was like so
Amoral.
she didn't think it was amoral. She thinks it's arrogant to feel like, well, this dog is the most important dog in the whole world. So I have to keep it and I have to clone it. And when she's like, there's other dogs,
Yeah.
like you could be saving,
Well, I
could
was-
be saving a dog instead.
Well, her position, from what I understand of it, is so clear cut, which does make it amoral, which is she's a huge rescuer. And she's like, there's all these dogs that are about to be killed, and you're not getting one of those dogs so that you can have the exact same dog you had. So in that proposition, it is a little amoral.
Yes. We broadened this to like people, and she was like, yeah, like people who get divorced and they think like, well, I'll never find another
Someone.
person. And that was the only person on earth.
Right.
She's like, that's stupid.
That's hooey. Yeah, I think that's
Yeah. And I think it's so interesting because I disagree with her.
Right.
I do feel like I wish I could clone all the people and in my life and have multiples of them, and then I don't need anyone else really.
hooey. Right.
And I don't really need to meet anyone else.
Yeah, but you know what's crazy? You have to say to yourself, you would have made that same statement 7 years ago.
No,
You would have.
maybe.
And you would have never met Kristen and I, and you would have never met
Yeah.
Delta, and you would have never met Wobby Wob, and you've never met, you
Yeah,
know.
I know. You're right.
I mean, I feel that way too, but I also recognize life constantly brings new people into it, and that I'm ultimately always grateful for.
Yeah, I understand that. This is probably a shortcoming, but I do feel like I probably put too much weight on the people in
And the
my
uniqueness
life.
of the relationship.
Yes, I do.
And I think that part of that's just a fear thing. Like you're not optimistic that you can meet a bunch of other people that'll you'll feel the same way about.
Yeah. Well, and I will say, I think it's because it's all your experience, right? Like she has had all these dogs.
Uh-huh.
So she's like, yeah,
And
I've
she's-
loved dogs and they've died. And then I've had other dogs that I've loved and then they've died.
I compare it to when I was 8 and my feather looked good and I tried to make a deal with God that if my hair could look like this for the rest of my life, I accept that. Because I got it right.
Right. I
And
know.
I'd be so bummed right now. I wouldn't even be an actor.
I know.
If the only haircut I could have is that feather that I was so certain was the best look for me ever. And I kind of feel like that's extendable to all aspects of life.
Yeah, I mean,
Like if you get in a horrible car accident and you no longer have round features, I just don't know what's next.
you're going to cast me out?
Yeah.
Great. Oh my God. If I got in a car accident and then I got sharp features.
Oh, you would love that.
I'd be so thrilled.
Well, that's what happened to my father. He got better and better looking every year because he kept smashing into cars and having
Getting
face
plastic
trauma.
surgery?
Yeah, like his nose
my
when he
God.
died and his teeth.
They were
It
perfect?
was all different. Yeah, I look at pictures of him like when he was in his 20s and he had a nose like mine and he had, jagged, fucked up teeth.
Wow.
And eventually he got all nice straight. I don't know, what is it? Veneers, a bridge.
Yeah, sure.
And then he had this cute little nose he had, they had reconstructed. He looked totally different.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Anyway, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has the highest number of points in NBA history.
Can I guess I want to guess the realm it's in.
Yeah.
Is it somewhere around 49,000 points or 44,000?
38,387. That's pretty good.
Okay, it's not terrible.
Not terrible. That's all.
That's all? End on Kareem's stellar career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
You know who I like so much is Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what the best follow on Instagram. I really recommend everyone
he's
follow
a
him.
fun guy.
If he's only having a third as much fun as he appears to be having, what a life.
What a life. Agreed.
God bless him.
I agree.
Shaquille O'Neal, come in here and tell us the secret.
There was one video you sent me where he was like mispronouncing
Oh,
Usain
Bolt.
but he kept calling him Usain Bolton.
Yeah,
And-
Usain Bolton.
He said it so many times.
Yes. And that's my favorite thing about him. He chose to post that. It's him looking
Totally.
stupid.
I love that.
One of the most attractive qualities when someone can laugh at themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I probably say other qualities are more attractive.
Well, yeah. Roundness. and-
Around features.
Yeah. All right. I love you.
Bye.